ESPN2 tomorrow at 1. An elder abuse awareness forum will take place this morning at the St. Charles City County Library. Lieutenant Governor Dave Wassinger and State Senator Adam Shelting will be among the speakers, providing attendees with information on critical resources available to protect seniors and support caregivers. This was an issue Wassinger campaigned on. The event will take place at the library at 11:15. The forecast is still calling for extreme heat. We do have a warning in effect through Tuesday with real field temperatures between 105 and 110 each day. Today, a high of 96 degrees, sun and clouds, and a chance of a thunderstorm this afternoon or this evening that could have downpours and damaging wind gusts. Right now, it is mostly sunny and 83 degrees at 9:03. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Marks Kors, The Chris and Amy Show.
Check it out. St. Louis, Mound City, we are going to have a great day today.
On 104.1 FM.
Let's take it from the top.
KMOX.
Oh, baby, it's Friday. It is Friday. Let's go. It is the Chris and Amy Show. You just heard that guy say it. We've got Hancock and Kelly with us. We're with you. Well, these guys are with us for an hour, but the show happens until 12. Then it's the Gas House Gang today on 104.1 FM KMOX. Please join us. The phone number is 314-436-7900. Put that in your pocket and use it later. Also, if you want to leave us a voice message, you can do that with the Odyssey app. Super, super easy. And we are streaming live. You can look at Amy, Michael, John, and me, and Matt Pajeski all on camera if you find us on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter at Chris Amy KMOX.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
I knew this would happen. The heat warning, the excessive heat warning, was supposed to expire at 7 o'clock last night. They extended it till Tuesday. Why do they keep doing this to us?
It's hot.
That's a long extension.
This is BS. Unnecessary.
Well, I bet you didn't know this was going to happen, but Charles Entertainment Cheese has been arrested for fraud.
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese got arrested for fraud.
What?
In the full costume.
Have you not seen the Chuck E. Cheese?
No. What, he's not actually a mouse? Is that the problem?
He was a Chuck E. Cheese at one of the locations, and he was being arrested in full uniform with the mouse head on and everything. It was awesome.
It was amazing.
Yeah, they carried him out, and the kids are in the back. Kids are looking. The kids are looking with their mouths open.
It's a teachable moment for the young kids out there.
Oh, the Cardinals beat the Padres, first of a 4-game series at Busch Stadium. Also, there's a Flo Rida concert tonight after the game.
Who's that?
Okay, John. Flo Rida.
That's
performer.
Ron DeSantis.
It's not Ron DeSantis. So Amy right now is showing the photo of Chuck E. Cheese being arrested.
This is a gimmick, right?
Nope. That was.
What is it? Is it an illegal
They
immigrant in there?
perp-walked Chuck E. Cheese. They perp-walked Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. Chuck E. Cheese. It was a Chuck E. Cheese employee in, was it Tennessee? Yeah, it was in Tennessee. No, I'm sorry. Not Tennessee. It was in Tallahassee. Close enough.
Florida.
Yeah, it's in Florida.
Florida mouse. Yeah.
All you have to do is say Florida. And
So they didn't want to take its helmet off in front of the kids.
that's what I said. I thought take it because they're walking him out the door.
Yeah.
He's still got the head on.
Yeah.
You got to believe that they had to take the head off before they put him in the back seat.
Well,
of the
they
car.
did.
They did.
And
There's a photo of that
but they
too.
set the head on top of the squad car.
Great.
It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So who takes his spot in the dancing animatronics if he's in jail?
Okay, so this is what I said last
You
night.
got to have
this
a backup
guy.
cheese. You got to have there can't be only one cheese.
The Showbiz Pizza Gorilla would have never committed credit card fraud.
Excellent point.
Never.
No.
Mm.
The
And they got rid
showbiz
of
doesn't
rid of him and the whole band.
Yeah. Oh,
They
really?
did.
Yeah, the band is gone.
The Showbiz band is gone.
Well, obviously they're not paying old cheese enough money over there. He's
It's credit card
committing
fraud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they
Hate
are.
to see it.
Some people are greedy, and however they can get more money, they'll do
Especially
it.
these mice out there.
Mice.
Well, I think he's a
everything.
rat, technically.
Oh. What's the difference between a mouse and
Well,
a
that's
rat?
what I think
Size.
Louis looks like.
Louis, the blues mascot.
Yeah, I think he looks like a rat.
Well, it took me like 4 years before I realized, I was like, why is he wearing that old-timey Amelia Earhart aviator helmet?
Yeah, what is Louis?
Well,
He's a
first of
bear.
all, it's not an Amelia
He's not
Earhart.
a bear.
He's a bear.
He's a bear.
Louis is a bear.
Yes.
I thought he was a rodent.
It is?
Yes.
I thought he was like a
No.
dog, a weird looking
No,
dog.
he's a bear. And it's not an Amelia Earhart hat. It is a hockey helmet. An old-timey hockey helmet. But I thought it was, but he's a bear. Louis is a bear.
What?
Wow.
He's blue.
He's a blue bear.
Wow.
Oh, I guess that is a bear. That's just okay.
He looks like
Maybe
a
that
rat.
should have been our question of the week is what do you think Louis
What
is?
is Lou?
That's why they named our guy Fred Bird. You don't have to.
You
to
know he's a
question.
bird.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you know he's a cardinal.
You do.
No one ever calls him Louis Bear.
Has there ever been a Mrs. Fredbird?
Probably.
Like at the ballpark? What do they call her? Fredry?
I don't know.
Freddie?
Fredry.
What do you call her?
Fredry.
I don't know
Frederica.
that we have a Mrs. Fred Bird.
We don't have a Mrs.
Frank
Fredbird?
Ladd, producer Frank Ladd says that there was a Mrs. Fredbird.
Short-lived. Didn't work out.
I don't remember.
Did they
it.
get divorced?
Yeah, you hate to see it.
Bird
Oh.
flu.
Yeah, it
Her
was,
flu. Oh, that's so sad.
she
What?
Bird flu.
He died of
she
bird flu.
she flew the nest is what she did.
So I guess there was it only for a couple of years in the late 70s, early 80s?
Well, here's the thing, though. The Philly Fanatic has a girlfriend, and Mr. Met
Mr. Met
has a girlfriend.
Mrs. Met.
Mrs.
yeah.
Met, they're married.
Yeah. Is the Philly Fanatic, are they married?
Nobody knows.
No, I don't even know what that thing is.
Well,
It's probably asexual. Don't you think the Philly Fanatic is asexual?
No, because there's a girl Philly Fanatic.
Huh.
Okay. At any rate,
Things I've never thought about being
Really?
discussed here this morning.
Yeah,
Yes.
you never thought what Louis if it was a rat?
Oh no, I have had that thought,
Yeah.
but I've never thought about the Philly Fanatic, whether what his gender is.
You know, he was the first
He
one
can be
in
whatever
baseball.
he wants these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he can just declare he's whatever.
He was the first mascot, right? Like that.
the Philly Fanatic?
Philly
No, the San
Fanatic?
Diego Chicken, buddy.
Yeah, I think it was the chicken.
Really?
Yeah.
The San Diego Chicken
Yeah, that was the
for the Padres.
yeah. Well, he was a thing before the Padres, I think. The San Diego Chicken was the father of all of these mascots.
What?
You
It's
know,
true.
it is a shame. that-
It's true. John is right about this.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
very much.
Yeah.
in lore, the San Diego Chicken
Yeah.
gave birth to Fredbird?
Yeah, I mean, all of the mascots. There was no mascots
But wait,
associated
was it
with
the San Diego Padres Chicken?
Well, he became the San Diego. I think the San Diego, and then the San Diego Chicken went on to have a whole life outside of baseball as a mascot, very prominent. The guy
as
that
a
was the
mascot.
original San Diego Chicken
Yeah.
went on to make a lot of money as the San Diego Chicken,
Huh.
In like finance?
making
in what
making
career?
appearances all over
Oh.
the place.
I just read this story I feel like is very familiar from a few months ago that he leased out the idea of the suit to the team or something, and he made a ton of money just by
did?
doing that. Yeah, like it was
He
a
did?
licensing
So-
thing.
Louis, according to Frank Ladd, is modeled after the Kiel Bears out front on Market.
Well, then
You
why
know, the
doesn't he
Bears.
look like them?
Well, I think because he's blue. Probably.
Hmm.
They should have made him more bronze colored.
He's got a bit of
maybe.
a goofy face.
Don, who is watching on Facebook, said that Fred Bird's mom has made appearances.
What?
How do you know it's
Oh.
his mom and not his wife?
Well, now, if it's his mom, she wouldn't be red.
She'd be kind of dirty red.
Kind of brown.
Yeah.
Brown
Dirty
red.
red.
Yeah.
Because that's the way the Cardinals are. You know, if you're an AV bird watcher like I am,
Yeah.
uh,
If you're an aviator.
you would know that the female of the
Yeah.
species cardinal
Yeah.
is not red.
Well, they have to hide from the dudes.
yeah.
But how did they know it
Oh,
was?
that's what it's about.
Dudes,
Yeah, they don't want to get taken.
That's how they do it in Cardinal world.
Because then you,
Think
then,
how,
Cardinals just
I think
take-
how it works
then you
in
don't
the
have to
animal
go to-
kingdom in most places.
then you don't have to go to all that work of actually building a nest. You know,
Yeah,
that's
no.
that's got to be hard work, especially in this weather.
It is.
I mean, imagine being a bird right now, and you find yourself pregnant.
Ooh.
Crap.
Well, they don't get pregnant.
You gotta,
they lay eggs.
build a nest in all of this.
No,
And
they
you-
just got to sit still.
They do.
No.
They don't get pregnant.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
Did you take the biology
yeah, the
merit badge
birds,
when
the
you were
birds
in
got
the
the
Boy
eggs
Scouts?
coming out there, and yeah,
Birds don't get. They put the egg down and then.
yeah,
they
but
don't
you
ha-
got to build the
they don't
nest to
birth.
lay the egg,
Yes.
and
good point.
building the
and then
nest
sit there.
in this weather. The only thing I'm trying to say here
Yes.
is That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a
imagine
ton of
being a
work.
bird.
Yeah.
Do you guys?
I mean, that's like having to rebuild your house.
This is a really hard turn, but I don't know that Ranji's ever heard this story. I think you guys have heard it. But this time of year reminds me every year about, I don't know, I was like 4 or 5. My dad came home from work early
Oh, I know where this is.
and told my whole family we were going to go to the Wet Willies. You remember Wet Willies?
Yeah.
Chris?
Was it in Illinois?
No, they had some, I think, in
We
Illinois.
had
They
Raging
it
Rivers
was-
in
it was a
Illinois.
franchise.
This was a concrete death tube
Okay,
that you would go down a hill and then you'd splash into
44.
it. It's in 44. There was one in St. Charles. It's hard to believe these things were even legal.
Yeah.
Okay. And so he came home from work and said, we're going to go to, Wet
Oh, I
Willie's.
do know this
We
story.
all run it.
Yeah,
I
okay.
go and put my swim trunks on.
It gives me the heaves.
Had no idea what the ties were for.
Yeah.
Wind up tying them
The
around
drawstring.
myself.
The
Yes.
drawstring.
Tying them around my appendage.
Oh.
I then spent 3 hours running up and down this concrete thing,
Oh.
riding
How old were you again?
like 4.
Why
Like
did
an age where you could dress yourself, but you don't.
Why?
You know?
But you tied it around
Yes.
his thing.
your
It-
pee-pee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And by the time we got home that night, after the sun went down, I came out and it looked like there was a plum
All right. I can't take it.
tied to me. And so I got my shoes, or I'm completely naked. This thing's hanging from me.
No,
I have 5 sisters.
This is,
And my dad sees it and goes, family meeting!
a whole lot.
Everybody get in here. And
Wait,
he's like,
he yelled that at the water park?
no, this
when
is
you
at
got home?
home.
You got
Because
home?
He was
picture
trying to get undressed
I
and they
took
were
them off.
dangling.
It explains a
but
lot.
it's still attached to me.
Oh,
So I have to
geez.
go out to the
Well,
front
yeah.
room. And so he says, he gets all my sisters. He's like, hey, we only have one of these. You got to be careful with these things. And so they cut it off. But
Oh,
I
geez.
think
No, not
it
the,
was
the drawstring.
The
The
drawstring.
drawstring.
and everything wound up being okay.
Did it
Um,
hurt?
That would have been a
Did it, no, I
sucker
don't
right
remember
there.
much of it other than the Wet Willies, and it was truly one of the great
That story
stories of
gives
my
me
life.
the willies. If you
Yeah.
want to, I mean, that's just disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
It does
don't
explain a
assume.
He
lot.
tied it around his willy.
Yeah,
Oh.
well, how do you know when you're that age, right? Like, why do you
I
have
don't,
the tie?
I don't know, man. I don't know where your logic.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's what I would have thought to do it for.
yeah.
I don't know.
Feel very
But-
grateful for my children right
It's
now.
it's. I think about it every year about this time because it was one of these kind of days.
Uh-huh.
It was just miserable
Yeah.
hot,
Mm.
and
Well.
it was special.
Well, we're glad you're intact.
Yeah, thank you.
You
Michael
should see when
Kelly.
he ties his boat to the dock.
How's he do that?
It's not very good.
Michael Kelly.
You have
They share a boat and they share outfits. Michael Kelly, John
Oh,
Hancock.
my goodness.
Oh my gosh. They're with us for
Oh,
the entire hour
unbelievable.
on the Chris and Amy show, 104.1 FM KMOX.
All right. Well, if you plan on hanging outside in your yard this weekend, 1, well, it's going to be pretty hot. But 2, don't get eaten alive by mosquitoes. You need to call Rottler or go to rottler.com. Rottler can locate and treat mosquito breeding sites with a product that they have that is specifically formulated to control mosquito larvae for weeks at a time. That's going to significantly reduce the mosquito population around your home. I can attest to that. It made a huge difference when you're just hanging outside on the deck and it's one of those decks that maybe is only like a foot off the ground. So, it rains and water pools and mosquitoes love that. Well, it kind of ruins your night if you are getting bitten by mosquitoes. And the Rottler treatment got rid of those mosquitoes and was a total game changer. Also, if you have kids or maybe some dogs that are playing in your yard, Rottler can protect against fleas and ticks too. So in addition to mosquito control, their Signature Plus program is an effective measure to stop fleas and ticks from invading your yard. Visit Rottler.com today to schedule your free inspection. Rottler.com.
I'm Bobby Finger.
And I'm Lindsay Weber. Our podcast, Who Weekly, is everything you need to know about the celebrities you don't. Think of us as your cheat code to People Magazine, your glossary for Hollywood, a shortcut to understanding pop culture at large.
For the past 8 years, Who Weekly has been telling listeners everything they need to know about the celebrities they don't.
Who Weekly airs twice weekly with brand new episodes on Tuesdays and Fridays. Listen and follow Who Weekly, an Odyssey podcast, available now for free on the Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
We started Neovitin because we wanted to create a multivitamin for ourselves. That's why we focus on quality ingredients and formulas with our multivitamins. Neovitin 50 Plus multivitamins are formulated with over 20 vitamins and minerals, along with our 4-ingredient physician-formulated proprietary blend for the highest quality daily nutritional support. Give Neovitin 50 Plus multivitamins a try for yourself. Find them at your local Schnucks, Deerbergs, and online at neovitin.com.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
This Glover right now choose from payments as low as $99 a month or 12 months with no payments and no interest, plus a free in-home window and energy assessment. Call 314-334-2522. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Hi, I'm Andrew Suntrup. For over 30 years, St. Louis families have trusted Suntrup Ford Westport and Suntrup Ford Kirkwood as a proud, family-owned and operated dealership. We offer more than just great deals. We offer peace of mind. At Suntrup Ford, you'll find a huge selection of inventory to choose from, unmatched customer service, and our exclusive lifetime powertrain protection program. Visit in-store or online at suntrupford.com. Save more at Suntrup Ford. Visit suntrupford.com.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
Hancock and Kelly with us on a Friday Chris and Amy show. This text message that's rolled in, 314-436-7900, says, I almost killed my future wife at the Wet Willie's in Valley Park 35 years ago.
Oh.
I'm going to need a whole lot more information.
Yeah.
What do you mean you almost killed her? On purpose?
So they literally were concrete tubes,
You were.
half concrete tubes that were shellacked. And seriously, and then like
People
even
get shellacked
and you
there
would
for
go
sure.
down, and then you would end in this little tub. It wasn't even a full pool. I mean, it had to have, I'm sure the lawyers closed them down because it was so crazy. There was no safety. There was nothing. The way they made it slicker is they would throw more bleach on top of the painted and shellacked. I'm dead serious.
Bleach?
Bleach is a lubricant?
Oh, yes. It's very slick.
I'm sure there was no regulation. I mean, the kids would go down one after another, right?
Right. Yeah, there was nobody sitting there saying, we got to wait till the other person gets all the way down. No, man. It was crazy. We used to have trains, like where you would hold on to each other and go down. It was so much fun. But it's part of maybe why our kids are so soft these days is because they didn't get to go slide down on a concrete death tube.
Well, there you go.
That's what's wrong with society.
I wonder if
we
the
need more
Willies are still
concrete-
around. If you owned the Wet Willies, we'd like to hear what caused the business to go away. Was it the lawyers or?
That's a great question.
Yeah. It had to.
314-436-7900.
Amy is watching us on YouTube and says she remembers going to Wet Willie's in St. Charles and the slides hurt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was the one I went
Did
to.
you ever get to the bottom of the slide and then the person behind you lands on top of you and you almost drown? I had that.
Really? At the Wet Willie's?
Because they were just too close. So you would hit the tub of
Right.
water.
It
and
was
the
a
person
tub.
behind you would go whoosh, right on
Right
top of
into
you.
you.
And you're like,
So how many slides did they have at this place?
I only remember 2.
yeah.
And they kind of
And that's
like,
it. And there's no swimming pool.
No,
No.
it's just like a
It's
tub.
just- you get in, you go down a slide and land in a tub, and that was it.
A concrete tub.
That's
Like
some
there was
quality-
no safety about this
That's some quality
whatsoever.
entertainment right there. That's when you know mom and dad are just, they've had enough.
Yeah,
You know,
that's the
I
truth.
can't take it anymore. We're going to
Yeah.
take these kids and throw them on these slides and
Run up and down this hill.
have
That's
a
what you
couple
do.
hours of respite.
Yeah, it was nice.
Oh man,
It was
horrible.
the best though. Going to
Sounds
water
horrible.
parks back in those days. Like
we
that.
had raging rivers.
Never
Rich
went to
people.
Raging
On our
Rivers.
side of
Yeah,
the
never
river.
went.
Yeah.
On the River Road. That was a good park.
It was so
I think
far
it's
away
still
for
there. I
us.
don't
We
know.
couldn't
Yeah.
go, but and then it was like expensive. It was like $20
Was
bucks
it-
back in the
Was
day
it
to go
Raging
that.
Rivers like the water version of Six Flags? Like
Yeah.
it was big.
Yeah, well,
Mhm.
that's
Yes,
what
it
they
was big.
called Six Flags, the Raging Rivers. I remember when they built that thing.
When they built the
What?
water park.
Yeah,
It-
at Six Flags.
really?
Yeah.
That's Hurricane Harbor.
Oh, no.
Hurricane
It
Harbor.
wasn't called
That's right.
Hurricane Harbor. It was something else.
Well, I
Like
remember
when they
built
very
it.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't Raging River.
I never went to Raging Rivers.
Hey, did you guys ever decide to go out to Six Flags and host for a day?
What?
They ought to have us
No.
they ought to have us out there for,
We will go if you guys go with us and if John plays the piano.
totally. You know
I'll
how
bet
cool
my
it would be
piano
to
is still there
return John around
Oh,
what is it called around Halloween they do out there?
Fright Fest.
We should go
I
out there
love
and
Fright
you can
Fest.
play the whatever you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that'd be fun.
It would be fun.
Four of us?
I'll bet my old piano's still out there.
Really?
I'll bet it is. Yeah. And it was actually my piano. The piano they had was so bad that I just moved my piano from home out there for the summer. And by the
Wow.
time I was done, that piano was not in very good shape. So, yeah.
Could you ride
Sold it to 'em.
the rides as much as you wanted?
Yeah, but I'm not a big ride guy and not in costume. You know, you don't want to have your,
But you were allowed to when you were in the park, you were allowed to go do whatever you wanted. Like you go ride a ride.
when I'm off
or-
work,
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's I used to give piano lessons to
You
the
should-
lemonade stand gal
I
back
bet.
at the old Glory Amphitheater.
I want you to go back to Six Flags.
Okay.
Find the piano wherever it is.
Yeah.
And whatever 16-year-old is working there now, I want you to go up to him and be like, "That's my piano right there, son."
I don't think
and see if he says,
I don't think
"Okay."
they have live. I don't know. I haven't been there, but the last time I was there when our kids were little, they did not have live performers around the park like they did back in my day.
They just have like a plugged-in piano that's making.
I don't know that the
ragtime.
I think they got the canned music that's all over the park,
Mhm.
and but when I was there, they had a barbershop quartet walking around. They had Sergeant Pepperoni.
Sergeant
Hey, now.
Pepperoni.
There was a talented guy, Sergeant Pepperoni.
What did he do?
He was a one-man band.
Oh.
he had a horn, he had a accordion, he had a drum.
You have the
all-
cymbals attached to his
Yeah.
What
feet.
is that
and-
thing
Yeah.
called? It's not a glockenspiel. It's a something.
Well,
The-
there's
the
a
one-
glockenspiel.
But the one man band where when you walk, it claps the cymbals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That's
was
called
Sergeant
something.
Pepperoni.
Wow.
He was remarkable.
How do you apply for that job?
I don't know. He was very talented. Oh, the juggler. I forgot
Oh,
the
yeah.
juggler. This guy, man, he could juggle.
Did you and George Ann take your kids to any theme parks or amusement parks when they were little?
Six Flags.
Not like Disney World or
Oh,
anything?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we dropped the ton at Disney World many times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did they have a stilts person that used to walk around Six Flags?
Not in my day.
Okay. I don't know why I'm
That
thinking
sounds
there was.
familiar. I feel like there might have been a stilts guy.
You know what? Now that I reflect, it's been a long time ago. I
Yeah.
think
Right.
we did have a stilts guy.
I feel like that just feels familiar
I
to me.
think
It might have been the juggler that walked on stilts.
Yeah,
and
that's kind of
juggled.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, man, he threw good parties. He had a apartment out there in Pacific, right near the
Right.
and
Really?
that juggler threw some parties.
Oh, I
man.
believe that,
Yeah.
a juggler?
Oh man,
Speaking of the stilts, did we talk about this on this show, or it might have been a friend of mine talking about it? The guy that plays for the Bananas,
Yeah.
who's on the stilts,
Right.
Yeah.
that they, guys come out and they try out for the team because they can all play baseball a little bit. And he said that he said the coaches were not interested in him at all. And then I think somebody said to him, like, well, can you do anything? He's like, well, I have stilts. I can walk on stilts. And they're like, all right, well, can you swing a bat with that? And he did it. And now he's one of the more popular attractions with
well,
those.
he's hard to forget.
Yeah, because he's on stilts.
Right. Did you enjoy the Bananas?
I thought it was awesome.
how
Really?
high up is this guy?
I mean, John, he's up there.
Oh, he's got to be 10 feet tall when he's got
He's
his
up there.
stilts on.
Oh, it's got to be more than that.
Oh, yeah, easy. Yeah, he's tall, like
'Cause those-
15 feet.
Yeah, now you're talking.
Yeah.
Now you're talking.
I do have a quick update. You might have
Yes.
heard it this morning before we get to the real stuff.
Yeah.
we all know the Coldplay affair seen around the world. The HR chief,
finally.
HR chief has finally resigned, inexplicably waited to resign. I don't know how it's not like you're a salesperson
She
or
was
maybe
getting her
you're
ducks
an
in
IT.
a row.
She was getting her ducks something because she was the head of HR having an affair with the CEO. He resigns. She had to be trying to get something in line because that is bizarre to not immediately step down. You're HR.
Yeah.
This is your
I bet.
field.
What's your next job after that? Radio.
Probably
Yeah.
a podcast.
Podcasting, yeah.
Podcast. Yeah.
Podcast about how your life was ruined.
I was in here on Monday because Ranji was on jury duty, and
Serving
Amy and
the
I talked
community.
about that. How long does this 15 minutes of fame go on? I mean, these people would like this to be over with.
It's pretty much over.
Do you think?
I think it's going to go away real fast.
Yeah.
The news cycle and people move on, and it will just be an old meme like a year from
And
now.
everybody will remember it,
They'll
though.
go, oh, yeah, remember those guys? But it won't have the fresh, funny pop that it had because I think it's already going away.
Let me
it
ask
is.
this question, though. We were people freaking out about cancel culture a few years ago. Has there honestly been a better time in history to have committed some sort of infraction and then rebuild your brand? Seriously, it feels like there are so many people that have done something wrong and they're like, well, I'm going to redeem myself by having a podcast. And it seems to work.
The only comparison,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, the only comparison would be Volkswagen and Hugo Boss, who somehow bounced back from that.
I mean,
But Hugo Boss designed the Nazi uniforms and Volkswagen, and yet neither of them rebranded. They're like, we'll just keep pressing forward.
But doesn't it seem like it's easy as hell now? Like
Yeah,
you've
well,
done something
but isn't
wrong
that a
and you
part
can.
of America?
Yeah,
I mean,
second chance.
We like to. I mean, no matter who it is, we tear them down. I mean, from Tiger Woods to whatever it is, everybody makes stupid mistakes in their life. They just get.
And I do think in our culture there is a profound desire to give people a second chance. I really do.
And to rip people down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we are.
Tear them down to let them
Well,
back up.
I mean, come on. We were all savage animals watching this Coldplay thing, enjoying
I
the
wasn't.
destruction of people's lives.
That is okay. That's sort of how I feel about it. That it's just a little like it's funny, but also, man, should we be doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh,
Should
I
we
was
be-
mean. I was
I know
mean
you
about
were.
it. I was mean.
You said their lives should be ruined.
It should be. It's the worst betrayal. And I know people are like, that's not a very Christian response. I know it was not. But I think what it was is watching them get caught and them realizing in the moment that their little fantasy world, it wasn't real. Notice how they abandoned each other immediately. As soon as the spotlight shined on them, they were done with each other, pushed each other aside.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. It's fake. And that's
Yeah.
what affairs are. They're not real. They're not real life. There's no kids. There's no home on the line. There's no decisions.
laundry.
There's no laundry. It's a fake world. And they got exposed. And there was something very gratifying about that, even though lives were ruined, which is sad. And I'm glad, even though it was embarrassing for their spouses, I'm sure, and awful, their spouses, I think, will be glad that the world knows why the marriage failed. Not like, oh, it just didn't work out. We didn't have stuff in common. They're like, no, the world knows why this didn't work out.
It's not nice.
I know it's not very
Amy's
nice.
not
Boy,
very
that's
nice.
an uplifting thought on a Friday morning.
John Hancock, Michael Kelly with us for another half hour on the Chris and Amy Show, 104.1 FM KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
The Dave Glover Show.
If you sit down with me and we talk about who I am, what I am, my values, political, voting record, you're never going to walk away and go, that guy's a bleeding heart progressive. I'm just not stupid. And I just don't take bait. And I just don't do things because you tell me to, or that I'm afraid that if I don't, fall in line or get on the bandwagon, people aren't going to like me. Been there, done that for years.
The Dave Glover Show, now on FM, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
If something happens to you, what happens to your family? Will they struggle financially? Will they be able to afford the home you built together? With Ethos, you can get life insurance coverage in minutes. Get up to $2 million in coverage for as little as $2 a day. All online with no medical exam. Just answer a few health questions. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life. Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Baseball is all about stepping up to the plate when it matters most. And when you've been injured, you need a heavy hitter in your corner. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Today, the Cards, the Padres,
Ameren Total Access 520.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Hancock and Kelly with us, the Chris and Amy Show, 104.1 FM KMOX. Every Friday, these boys hang out with us for that first hour of the show. And it is, I'm telling you, it is it's one of the great hours. It's one of the great hours.
Honestly, it kind of hurts my feelings how much everybody says this is their favorite hour.
This text message says, I know this probably will not be read on the air, which is exactly how you get read on air.
So passive aggressive when people start their text
really
like
is.
that.
Hey, don't get salty with us. We haven't even considered your text yet.
That's the version of Lincoln saying the world will little note nor long remember what we say here today.
What a wonderful recall.
Yes.
Wow.
And so the text goes on. Just wanted to take a moment to say I totally enjoy these morning conversations you have because it makes me feel like I'm part of it. Everything is so unscripted, and who knows what you're going to talk about.
Not us.
Not us.
You guys, we have an entire rundown, by the way. We have a rundown every week of things we want to talk about with the two of you, and we never get to any of them.
Our goal is to try to get out of here every week without having to talk politics with you guys.
Well, we're going to talk politics, but I will note first, Ranj said apparently there was a handyman or some kind of maintenance repair happening in his mom's house. Said, oh, the Chris and Amy show. I love that show. Actually, I love when Hancock and Kelly are on. Actually, I don't really like Amy. Chris is fine. And she said, so you just like Hancock and Kelly?
Wow. Hey now.
Get out of my house.
You guys know that old blues tune, My Handyman Ain't Handy No More? It's a great tune. It's a great tune.
Is that your lady that you like? What's her name?
Alberta Hunter.
Have you guys ever heard about
No.
Alberta Hunter? Listen to the story of this jazz singer. Tell them.
Alberta Hunter. So she was raised by her mom, single mom. This was back in the early turn of the century, 1910s. And she becomes a cabaret singer, and when she's like 16 years old, and she's got a great voice. And by the time the 1920s roll around, she starts making albums, records as a blues singer, and became very popular. And her mother dies in 1930-ish, and Hunter gets out of the music business, becomes a nurse. Although she's not a licensed nurse, she convinced the hospital, and for the next 35 years, she's working as a nurse in a hospital. And so one night, she's in her late 60s, early 70s. She's at a cocktail party and talking to somebody, and is telling them about her long lost music career. And there was a record producer that happened to be there, and he said, Alberta Hunter, I remember you. He records her, and she has this whole career from age 73 to like 80 and she does tours the world and sings, and just a remarkable story. Very talented. But she had walked away from her music career and came back to it in her older age.
And winds up being more popular in her second life
It's
than
like
her
Frank
first.
Sinatra.
Yeah.
What? Sinatra was, because he had two long runs. I mean, his first one, I forgot how long it was.
Yeah.
Big band
and then
singer.
He fell off.
Mhm.
And to the point where there was the documentary about him that's on HBO from, I don't know how long ago, 10 years or so. And I think it was Sammy Davis saying that, Frank would be walking down New York City, just down the street, nobody's talking to him.
Yeah.
Because he was nobody.
Wow,
and then he got put in, I believe it was From Here to
Here
Eternity.
to Eternity. He gets the Oscar.
His friend, was it Lauren Bacall who got him in?
Deborah
I don't
Kerr.
know. Who
Deborah
it is.
Kerr.
It's okay. And so she insisted to the studio that he's in the movie. And then that brought his career back, and he was bigger the second time around.
But there's even
Yeah.
more lore than that. And if you've seen The Godfather, that's a subtle
I haven't,
reference
so don't,
to where the guy gets a horse head in the bed.
Yeah.
Come on, don't ruin it for me.
The Godfather,
I know about the
worried
horse
it.
heads,
Everybody
yes.
knows about the horse
I
head.
didn't know who you
But
were
that
with.
was the producer who didn't want to put Frank Sinatra, or who they called
okay.
Jimmy Fontaine,
Got
into his big movie. And
Yeah.
guess what? He wound up being in the big movie.
Yeah.
And because he got made an offer he couldn't refuse.
I love that. I love that story about Frank, that because it never happens in music. Rarely does it happen in music where you have a resurgence. And the same thing happened with Travolta. In Pulp Fiction.
No
he
question.
was, the studio wanted nothing to do with John Travolta in that movie, and Quentin Tarantino insisted on it, finally got it done. I forgot how,
career, yeah.
he bluffed them into saying he would take the movie somewhere else. So he gets Travolta in. The guy who was so against putting him in the movie comes up to him after the screening and says, "You were right. He was great." And then Travolta had a second career.
So Sinatra, and I lived through the second part of his life, not the first part, but he is the top of the list of coolest guys ever on my list.
Oh.
Like, he's up there with Clooney and Brando.
Yeah.
And,
Absolutely.
Just a cool. My mom would say Clark Gable, all those guys being so cool, but come on, anybody cooler than Sinatra?
I will say this: the duo, the dynamic duo of Paul Newman, Robert Redford, is pretty tough to beat.
Handsome,
very handsome.
Sting,
who was
one of the
better
great
looking?
movies ever made.
Oh,
You've seen The Sting.
I have not.
yes.
You've not
Oh
seen
my
The
gosh,
Sting?
Quit yelling at me.
Ron,
Coleman.
No, I haven't seen The Sting.
you got this weekend.
He hasn't
watch
seen
that
The
movie.
Godfather.
Well,
I will. I got to watch The Godfather.
You got to
first.
watch The Sting.
No, the Sting
I
is
will.
shorter than the
and,
Godfather.
and it's a great movie.
Okay.
But Robert-
with a great score.
Robert
Who's
Redford.
more handsome?
It's impossible. So I had for a
Paul
long
Newman.
time, my phone screensaver was Paul Newman and Robert Redford as Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Yeah.
It's pretty impossible to choose between the two. They're so cool. I don't think there's been that level of cool. I mean, since although Steve McQueen was pretty cool too.
Yeah, he was.
Steve McQueen was cool, but that Robert Redford, Paul Newman, handsome and cool. I don't know that you could beat that duo ever.
Now there's a career that came back.
Paul Newman?
Scott Joplin.
Scott Joplin
was the first million seller sheet music in American music history. He dies in 1917.
Yeah.
In 1973, his music wins the Academy Award for Best Soundtrack.
He's
in a
dead at
motion
this
picture. For decades.
Yeah, that's not fun.
In 1975, he wins a Pulitzer Prize for music. And in 1976, his long-lost opera was performed successfully on Broadway. Now, that's a comeback.
So when he won the Oscar and the Pulitzer Prize, was there any family there?
He wasn't there.
Well,
Well,
of
there
course
was
he
a
wasn't,
there
but-
was a big fight amongst the family in terms of his estate, which, there wasn't much there. And the copyrights last for 90 years, something like that. And then it's public domain. And so, there was a scramble to try and cash in on some of the music before the copyright ran out. And he had a wife that there's no marriage certificate. So she wasn't really a wife.
Right.
But they were essentially business partners. So it was all, and then he had some nieces, but no,
Did he die
no
here?
kids. He died in New York.
When where's he buried?
New York.
Okay.
Yep. In what was an unmarked grave, but is now marked.
Speaking of career resurgences, though, and Paul Newman, do you know there is a not insignificant group of younger people who think Paul Newman is like the popcorn guy or the salsa guy?
The salad dressing guy?
Salad dressing guy.
Yeah,
Well, he
in the grocery
is.
store.
Newman's Own.
He
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, but I don't think they don't know that he was an actor. They
And a
just
good
think
one.
he's the salad dressing guy.
Right.
And by all accounts, a really good person, Paul Newman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And was married to the same lady his whole life, I think, right?
Well, not when he was 12.
No, but I mean, it wasn't a typical,
Once he got married, he didn't he didn't find somebody new.
It wasn't an Elizabeth Taylor story.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that.
It wasn't rolling through him.
You know who else is very handsome? Gregory Peck.
Gregory Peck.
Mm-hmm.
Amy,
Could we?
I would be a bit weird if I were to come up to you at a bar and you were like, "Hold on, I was just checking out my long lost love," and it's Gregory Peck on your phone.
Handsome. Have you seen
I couldn't tell you
like, oh my God, does this
man
man
looks
want to
like.
go watch Little House on the Prairie?
Atticus Finch and To Kill a Mockingbird.
I would like
That
to.
is peak Gregory Peck.
I would like to
He's so
interject
handsome.
something.
Peak Peck?
I would like to. I would like
He
to.
had the Peak Peck going on out there. Hey, there's a guy. Old Peak Peck.
Peck at his peak.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Can I please point out
I don't know.
that we
Point
could,
out about
we
the
could
Peak Peck.
for the last 12 minutes could not have been having an older conversation.
Really?
I
Not
mean,
hitting the demo?
we are talking.
Steve is
oh
probably
my
on his boat
God.
though, so it's okay as long
But
as
I
he's
love
not
the stories.
listening.
But I met Robert Redford later in life.
Did you?
He's
You
still
did?
alive right now.
Yeah,
I met
yeah.
him at Sundance, and he does. And the thing I remember most about him, other than everybody telling me how handsome he was how translucent his skin was. He was so like you could
Kind of like
see
this shirt I'm wearing.
Yeah, he was so like he
You
was.
see John's nipples.
Wearing a
John is
shirt
wearing a shirt.
with two parallel stripes right
the
across
YouTube
the
stream
nips.
just went to zero.
No, log into
but-
YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. Watch the show, and you can see John's nipples.
Amy shows us Peak Peck. When your Peak Peck picture is black and white, you're old.
Yes.
And
My
probably
dad
dead.
did tell me, he's like, how come all the guys you think are handsome are dead guys? I was like, oh, that's a good point. They don't make them like they used to. They don't make
Well,
Gregory
you
Peck
did
like they used
indicate
to.
that you could have lived in,
Yeah.
No. She should have.
Yeah,
Not
back
could
in the
have.
times
She
of-
should
No,
have
my-
lived in that time.
My moral sensibility is, long time ago, 100 years ago. My capability to stay alive at the very earliest I could stay alive is 1979.
Right. But
I would probably die
I would
anytime
love to
before
have lived
that.
at the turn of the 20th century,
No.
except for the plumbing.
No,
And
it
the
is.
air conditioning?
or the swimming,
Well, I
or
could've-
the
you wouldn't know
surviving,
about air
or the
conditioning.
hunting.
I
But
bet
the-
you
the
would have
whole-
had to touch a fish.
The whole plumbing thing, was probably a deal killer
But
for me. If I
the
could time
Romans
travel.
figured that out 1,000 years ago.
Remember when they
got
were
plumbing.
just throwing it out the front door?
Ugh.
They have
That's
the
why
bucket. They just throw
in
it out the
Victorian
front.
England,
So you get the plague.
the survival rate for infants was like 25%, and all the women had parasols because, one, the soot from the industrial factories, and two, because you would throw your excrement out the window.
Yeah, you
It's
throw
like,
it
how-
Talking about the parasols, have you seen this tick infestation that we've got?
Oh, we talk about ticks again.
Yes.
We talked about ticks last week.
opened the
Led the
show with
show with
ticks.
ticks last week.
Man, those parasols they're tough.
I think he's thinking about parasites.
Oh my God. A tick is not a parasite, John.
I'm glad you explained that, Amy, because I didn't realize that was a joke. I was engaged in serious convo there for a second.
Well,
Parasites,
that was your first mistake, buddy.
I hope
A
Steve's
tick's not a
listening.
parasite?
They are not a parasite.
Well, they live off of your whatever.
They're not parasites, though.
A tick?
I
A
think
tick
it
is not a
Yeah,
parasite.
they have to survive off of somebody
It's an
else.
insect.
I am going to die on this hill.
They're
Because
considered parasites.
Thank you.
They are? Are
Mhm.
leeches
Thank you.
considered parasites?
They're ectoparasites,
Yeah, they
meaning they
are.
live on the external surface of their host.
Okay.
I just did a
is
John
on
Kelly
blood.
gold call right there.
Is
Thank you.
Is
Thank you.
Well done. Is a leach a parasite?
It has to be.
It has to be. It
Remember
can't
that
survive
scene?
without
I just never would have
Whatever
considered a
happened to that
parasite.
guy?
Yes.
Robin
Humphrey
leech?
Bogart?
Yeah.
Dead.
Oh,
What
All
about
right.
those fish that swim with
Just
the
like Gregory
sharks?
Peck.
And every
Remoras.
time they turn,
They're called remoras.
Are they parasites?
The ones that attach themselves to the
Uh-huh.
bottom of yeah, they're remoras.
Last old person comment.
All right.
Are they parasites?
I was traumatized by the leech scene in The African Queen when they're like
Oh, I
6
know what you're
inches
talking
long
about.
and they're on Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah.
Oh, they're the size of bricks.
That was all computer generated, though.
So remoras are not typically considered parasites.
But they eat off of the. So who knows?
Yeah.
How'd we get on that?
Anyway, I don't know. You started
You
it.
started it with the parasites.
Sorry
Oh,
about that.
parasols.
John Hancock, Michael Kelly, a little
We'll
bit
be
to go
back.
here on the Chris and Amy Show.
Little bit to go.
104.1 FM KMOX.
How many of you think taxes are going to go up in the future? And if they do, who will be hit the hardest? Maybe it's you, headed for retirement. You've been saving in that 401k or IRA, and that money has never been taxed. And Uncle Sam is looking at that account like it's a big, juicy steak. What can you do about it? Join the All Financial Group for their Taxes in Retirement Seminar, Tuesday, August 26th or Thursday, August 28th at Fleming's. They believe a financial plan is not a retirement plan without a tax plan. Fund your retirement, not Uncle Sam's. Reserve your spot today by calling 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
It doesn't take a lot to make a big difference.
That's why we've teamed up with Jerry Kelly Heating and Cooling to bring you 100 acts of kindness.
For the next 6 months, the Chris and Amy Show is challenging you to spread kindness in simple, meaningful ways. No big budget needed.
Write a thank you note, help a neighbor, surprise someone with a smile. It all counts.
Let's prove that kindness is contagious. Share your acts with us by using hashtag 100KindActs.
Because a little kindness goes a long way.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
Hey, Jeff, looks like your business is really booming, even in a tough time for businesses like ours.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, thanks to LendSeek, our business was able to take care of some outstanding bills and taxes and to purchase inventory and expand our product lines.
Wow. You know, my business needs working capital, but only from a reputable company that I can trust and count on. How does LendSeek work?
Fast and easy. Just apply at lendseek.com. Their AI lending platform gave my business access to over 100 funding programs with one simple application. And it costs nothing to apply.
At lendseek.com, you can receive business funding with no collateral, no prepayment penalties, and no restrictions on how you use the funds. Whatever your funding needs are, seek no more. Our AI lending marketplace has you covered. If you've been in business at least 1 year with annual revenue of at least $250,000, you could get the funding your business needs in as little as 24 hours. There's no obligation, so apply today at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app.
Chris and Amy on 104.1 FM KMOX. Few more minutes with John Hancock and Michael Kelly today.
Then you're free. You're
no,
free of us.
no.
Are you guys still,
you mean you're free?
Are you still doing midlife at during the midday?
Midlife?
I tell you what, I got to hear it a couple of times this week, and I really appreciated it. And I like what you guys are up to.
We could probably do more of them, honestly, and I think we're going to because it's interesting.
So
some of the conversations.
I proposed doing the midday midlife on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, so it'd be the midweek midday midlife. I think that's what we should do.
That's middling. But no, I agree with you. I've enjoyed it. Not every one of us pertain to me. Like when you guys were talking about kids, that's not my issue. I don't have it. But when you were talking about families and taking care of parents, it was helpful.
Well, I think it's still relevant for people like you and me and Amy who don't have kids, and we're at that age where, do you feel like regretful that you don't or are not going to maybe and I know that you said on Monday that you feel that way a bit, so I think it is relevant to us because it's still
this room
it's a conversation.
In this room only 20% of us have had children.
It's you.
And you look at the birth rate that's going down. I mean, I hate to end on a serious topic, but that's a real problem in this country. And now if we're going to continue to follow on this removal of immigration, and our population is not sustainable like this.
What International Institute did is sort of adjacent to this, that they have redirected their focus to, instead of bringing people to the country to come here, now we have to attract immigrants from other cities to come here. So it's like we're recycling our own people
to
already.
John's point too, not only is it good to have immigrants in your country. Like I said, our birth rate is dropping, but not only do immigrants, yes, bring more people, but a lot of times immigrants bring families.
Yeah.
And more traditional kind of like, just growing families, having kids. And that's a good thing.
Well, and I think
It
there's
is.
also the role of the American dreams being played here. And that, I mean, I'm one of 6. I don't see a way possible, and I think it's been a fear throughout my life of how would you financially support these people? And it's getting so much harder now with college educations and healthcare and all the things that parents have to deal with. Well, surely you're not getting families that are going to have 6. You're barely getting people who have 1 or 2. And the other problem is the more education you have, the less likely you are to have children. It's a real problem.
It is. The birth rate's a real problem in this country.
I know we talked to Annie Fry, who started having kids, got married younger.
Yeah.
I say younger, but like in her 20s,
She's
right?
got, 4?
4. Yep. Started having kids at 25. Trisha Everdeen, who had her first kid at 36. And Annie said she and her husband decided, we're never going to feel like we have enough money to have kids, so we may as well have them while we're young and have energy because, and she's like, that's what we figured. And so, which I think a lot of parents, you never feel ready. If you waited until you were ready financially or emotionally, you might not ever have kids. And she said, you make it work. I do think depending on what you consider, like, do you want to have 4 kids? Or do you want to have 4 kids and go on extravagant vacations or be able to buy cars for all of them or pay for college for all of them? You might have to change some of those expectations the more kids you have. Like, sure, if you have 2 kids, maybe you buy them each cars and you pay for college. If you have 4 kids, you might not be able to do that. In fact, the larger families I know, the parents say, okay, we'll give you this much money for college. We've designated this much money. One family that I'm thinking of has 6 or 7 kids. You each get this much money. You're all buying your own cars and getting jobs. And that's how we're going to operate, right? Then the rest is on you. So I think when you do have a big family, you make different financial decisions.
There's no question about that. No question.
As people, the 3 of us that not had kids here, when you, or 4 of us,
forget about
when you've
don't forget about
when you've
PJ.
heard
I have
these
a kid.
studies, etc., there's an implication that we're almost selfish. Do you feel like selfish in the fact that you've chosen not to have kids?
I don't think that's the JD Vance approach. Right. Yeah. No, and I don't know that, I don't know that life, I do believe, at least for me, I can only speak for me. My life is much more enriched because of my kids and now my grandkids, which there's, wow, there's nothing like a grandkid.
Yeah, I think I definitely, when I was younger, because it never occurred to me that I wouldn't have kids. When I was younger, I would see older couples without kids, and I would always think, these people need kids. Like, their life is a little too perfect. Their schedule is their own. Their lives are their own. Their meals are their own. Their home is their own.
Well, and that's very appealing for a lot of people.
It's very appealing, yeah.
Hello.
And I definitely thought, like, I was like, well, that, you need to shake things up. Like, kids keep you humble. Kids are constantly demanding a sacrificial love. And so I always assumed I would have that. I would say this, wanting kids, not having kids, and I'm not going to have kids. I'm totally fine with that now. That's where God has me. That's where the Lord has me. But I do think I know that it would be a shock to the system to have kids because I am used to having my own schedule.
Yeah.
I go home and eat what I want. I work out when I want, right? I can go to the store. When you have kids, your life is not your own in the same way. And so I recognize that I will never experience that level of loving sacrifice because you can't.
But
unless you
some
have
people
kids.
view us as selfish for that.
And so that's the thing is that I think that's an insult, and I think
Ditto.
people who say that should go to hell
Well,
because it's not it doesn't mean to me selfishness is doing something for yourself at the expense of people around you, and you're not really not having kids. You deciding not to have children is not affecting the people around you. It does not affect them in a negative way.
I'm not saying this, by the way, Ranj. I'm afraid you're mad at me.
Oh, I'm not mad at all.
I don't think
He
you're
looks
selfish
mad.
at all.
No,
we're both selfish, I guess.
Everybody's selfish.
I'm fine with being
Yes,
by
and
myself.
that's another thing. Everybody's selfish to an
Everybody's
extent.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be told they are, but they
Everybody
are.
is.
Everybody's selfish.
Yep.
All of us in this room.
If you're selfish, 314-436-7900.
You know the most selfish person is?
Matt Pajeski.
Yes. Guys, we love you. You're going to go play a little snook?
We are.
Oh, we are. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah,
We'll play
we
some.
are.
So we'll see you at the Galleon.
All right.
See you guys.
That is Hancock and Kelly with us every Friday. When we come back, we are going to talk to Scott Jagow. He's roaming St. Louis. He's got 3 good things for us. He's been chatting with Stu Mac, and Jagow's next. KMOX.
Feel like your paycheck barely keeps up with your life? At the Financial Freedom Seminar, learn how real people are building passive income and retiring early using real estate. It's all happening live in St. Louis with Lifestyles Unlimited, September 27th and 28th. You'll leave with a step-by-step plan to change your future. Text radio to 88007. That's live in St. Louis, September 27th and 28th. Text radio to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007.
Hi, I'm Andrew Suntrup. Buying your brand new Buick or GMC has never been easier. Here at Suntrup Buick GMC, our family-owned and operated dealership has been proudly servicing St. Charles County for over 30 years by always providing aggressive pricing, a massive inventory selection, and exceptional customer service. Buying from Suntrup means you get the best vehicle at the best price. Visit Suntrup Buick GMC today or visit us online at suntrupbuickgmc.com and save more at Suntrup Buick GMC.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. Did you know that McKelvey builds custom homes on individual sites throughout the metropolitan area? We have sites in prime locations from Rock Hill to Wildwood, including several in the coveted Ladue School District. Experience why many have chosen McKelvey Homes with our legendary quality and personalized service to build their dream home. Visit our newly completed Turnberry at 19 Beaver Drive, just north of Ladue and east of Lindbergh. It is loaded with features and now open. Visit McKelveyhomes.com and move up to McKelvey.
Cardinal Cowboy here. After proving the doctors wrong following my accident, I got back to baseball, started kicking field goals, and finally got paid as a pro kicker and ultimately became a leader in the marketing world. That's why I trust Renner Garage Door, exceeding expectations for over 65 years. They service, sell, and install top brands like Delden, Amar, and LiftMaster. Get your free quote today. Check them out at RennerDoorSTL.com. Renner, forward and back. Giddy up!
RENNER, RENNER.
It is 10 o'clock and we've got sunshine, 85 degrees. I'm Debbie Monterey, and these are the stories making news. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche is in Florida personally interviewing Jeffrey Epstein's former girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, as the Justice Department looks to cast itself as transparent following backlash over its refusal to release additional records about the sex trafficking investigation. Maxwell was convicted in 2021 of helping facilitate Epstein's sex abuse of underage victims and was sentenced to 20 years. Dave Ehrenberg, who worked for Attorney General Pam Bondi in Florida, suggests this could be part of a deal with Maxwell to say Trump wasn't involved in any Epstein criminal activity in exchange for a future pardon. President Trump said he is allowed to pardon Maxwell, but says he hasn't considered it. The president is on his way to Scotland to visit his golf resorts.
President Donald Trump's visit is requiring a major police operation that will cost Scottish taxpayers millions of dollars as protests are planned over the weekend. The union representing officers is concerned they are already overworked and will be diverted from their normal duties. Policing for Trump's four-day visit to the UK in 2018 cost more than $19 million, according to Freedom of Information figures. That included more than $4 million spent for the two-day golf golf trip to Turnberry, the historic course and hotel he owns. The Stop Trump Scotland group has planned demonstrations on Saturday in Edinburgh, Aberdeen and Dumfries. The group's encouraging people to show Trump exactly what we think of him in Scotland. Charles de la Thesma, London.
The video of Samuel Hayes Jr.'s death in the St. Louis City Justice Center has been reviewed by his family. The video cannot be shared publicly, but the family did describe their son's final moments. Attorney Jack Walden shares the video, shows the jail did not follow protocol when placing Hayes Jr. in a restraining chair.
Somebody should have a thorough medical vetting before they get into the chair. That didn't happen. We saw corrections officers take him directly into the chair, despite the fact that he was limping, that he wasn't moving strong.
Hayes went an hour and a half without being checked on, and they say the video shows him convulsing and dying. The family says they will sue. Ameren donated several hundred air conditioning units to cool down St. Louis last month, and they've already given them all away, says Gentry Trotter. They're working to get more units from them. Plus, they just got a $50,000 check from Graybar to buy more. But if you have an air conditioner, turn it on.
We help people with their utility bills. There should be no fear for anybody to stay cool.
Trotter says many, especially the elderly, don't turn on their AC fearing high electricity bills.
Sunshine and some clouds, hot and humid this afternoon with a thunderstorm in places during the afternoon and evening hours, the high 96. Partly cloudy, warm and sticky overnight, low just 79. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Currently, it's mostly sunny, 85 degrees at 10:03. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
The Chris and Amy Show is video streaming now on KMOX's YouTube, X, and Facebook pages. Click and subscribe.
Hour 2 of the show, Amy Marks Core's Chris Ranji on 104.1 FM KMOX with you till noon. Every Friday at this time, we bring in from the KMOX newsroom Scott Jagow, who roams St. Louis, and he's always got 3 good things for us. He's got lots of stuff to talk about happening in the area. What's going on today, Scott?
Well, let's start with roaming St. Louis. I went to a place on 13th Street called the 9th Street Deli.
So, you were just telling me about this place.
Yeah.
It's behind Antagonist.
The
coffee.
Pieces, the board game.
Yeah.
So it's literally right next door to Anheuser-Busch.
Yep.
It's 13th and Lynch. But it used to be on 9th, and it was called the 9th Street Deli. And the brand was so strong. They had great reviews online, thousands of reviews. So they wanted to keep the name, even though they moved to a better space for them. And it's on 13th Street. It's a cool place. It's got a sports bar-ish vibe, but the food is unique. They do Cajun bacon. It's extremely salty, but it's delicious, and not many places make Cajun bacon. Their sandwiches are very, very good.
I've not heard of it, but I will say, so is it quite literally as it sounds? You just picture bacon with like Cajun seasoning on it?
Pretty much.
Sounds really good.
It is.
How could that be bad?
Yeah, I love Cajun food.
Yeah.
I love the Cajuns. I love all of that.
They always have a special.
I love the Cajuns.
I love the Cajuns.
No, it isn't. I said I love the Cajun seasoning and all that stuff.
You said just love the Cajuns.
No. They have a sandwich of the day usually, and it's always they make very unique combinations. It's not just your typical mustard and turkey and ham or whatever. They have some really interesting aiolis, and the guys that are in the kitchen have been doing it together 25 years or something. Their burgers are fantastic. Their fries are really good. And they have music on Friday nights. So that's where I roamed.
Awesome.
So you said they've all worked together 25 years?
Something like that. Or they've had that much experience. But you can tell they get all the meats from Volpe on the hill.
Oh, yeah.
And their bread is always fresh. It's never stale or, it's a good place. Good spot.
Good.
Check it out. 9th Street Deli on 13th.
9th Street Deli on 13th.
That's not confusing.
I like it.
All. No.
And why do you have this book, this old book in your hands?
Well, it is an old book. It's actually from the 1970s. It's called
better than an old bag. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean.
No?
Is that one of your girlfriends?
Come here, you old bag. Yeah, All right. Anyway, you ever heard of old bag? Okay, go ahead.
I have.
Sorry to derail.
It's called the Dictionary of Misinformation. And So, today we have fake news and it's everywhere and misinformation during the pandemic and everybody's making a big deal about it. But, this concept of misinformation has been around a long time. It's not new.
And is it okay? I don't know if this is part where you were going, but weren't they making a big deal too? Like misinformation is on accident and disinformation is intentional. Is that right?
I guess
I don't know what it is.
I would say that's fairly accurate.
So the misinformation book you're holding, are these like urban myths?
Kind of. So things like Sir Lancelot never even saw the Round Table. Joan of Arc was not born in France.
What? Where was she born?
Yeah. She was born in a region that became France like 300 years later.
Well, that's France.
It's not
but
France.
It wasn't called France.
Yeah, but nothing was called anything back then.
Oh, it had a name. True. It had a name.
What was it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Kingdom of France.
Aragon? No, I just feel like she was born in what is modern day France.
What's another one?
India ink.
India ink?
It comes from China, not India. Like
what is
ink.
What is India ink?
It's a special kind of ink.
What does it do?
I don't know.
Is it the okay? Now is it? Hold on a second.
Great book.
Yeah, great.
Show. I'm getting bored and I'm on it.
I can't bring the sauce every single time. Sometimes I have to bore you guys.
What if the book was just a bunch of facts and it was like, you know how they say India. Hold on, how they're like the one fact is just they say India ink is from India. It's not. And that's the end of the fact.
That's the whole fact.
Like what you think you know about this is untrue, but there's no explanation to it.
No.
Like what the actual truth is. I hope that's the whole book. Is
what
it?
other boring facts do you have for us, Scott?
I don't know. This is Stu's book.
Oh, Stu, no. Stuart
This
McMillan.
book I just found. It's not even my book.
It's not my book.
Uh-huh.
He came up with some of the stuff in it, and then I just react to him.
Please.
And he does a President Trump impersonation while he's doing it.
Do me a favor. Please take that book out to him when this is over and say, this bombed. This bombed huge. Never give me
All right,
ideas.
I'm gonna move on.
I do think it is interesting.
I have another.
Can I look at the book?
Sure.
Okay, you can't rectify the situation now. It's
I can
already
fix
ruined.
it. I'm fixing it. This is
Go
even
ahead.
more boring.
I'm reading
for you.
while you're.
I'm gonna put you to
continue.
sleep. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. All right. Go.
Okay, so I've been thinking about this lately. We hear a lot. Time flies, and can you believe it's August already?
Yeah.
About to be August next week. Stuff like that. We say it all the time. So I was thinking about what are the explanations for why that is true, if it is true.
Okay.
It is. I mean, the scientific explanations are that as you get older, the percentage of like a week to you is a much smaller piece of your life. So a kid 8 years old, a week is a big chunk of their life already. That's one explanation. I think that makes sense. But there are other explanations. Time flies when you're having fun actually is not true, because the way that you slow time down, according to the experts, is by having
fun.
new experiences and doing new fun things that weren't part of your life. So if you do the same thing every day, then time flies.
You know what?
Yeah.
That makes sense. You know why it makes sense?
Yeah.
When you're using directions to get to a destination, it feels like it takes forever to get there, but on the way back, it's always quicker.
Yeah. Right. That's true.
Because I've already driven this road.
Yep.
That makes sense.
I think I'm onto something.
Look, if you're walking or running somewhere, you're so aware of every turn.
Yeah.
But you're right. The way back, okay.
It's like, I've done this already.
I can do this.
I think there's something to it. And one of the professors who wrote a book about time said our brains are designed to record change. So that's why if you break the patterns, then time actually slows down.
So,
the more you do the same thing, it actually speeds up. So
I will say that's
interesting.
That's actually true. I always joke that I run in order to make life seem longer. You're like, oh my gosh, this is the most difficult 45 minutes or 2 hours of my life. But one thing with running, especially let's say you're racing a half marathon or a 5K, turns are difficult in a race, not only because it does kind of slow you down to turn, but it gets you out of your rhythm. And I did a race that had, runners will complain about all the turns, and part of it because it gets you out of your rhythm, you suddenly become aware of time. You become aware of the pain, because if you can just get in a rhythm and run in a straight line, you stop noticing things. I really think there's something to that, just like that change, something that gets you out of your rhythm. It's also probably why we can waste so much time on the couch with like Netflix or doom scrolling, because you almost go into a trance.
Or even fun scrolling.
Fun scrolling.
So I found an interesting fact from this stupid book. The stupid book called The Dictionary of Misinformation that Stuart McMillan gave you.
Yeah.
First of all, how old is this thing?
He said the 70s.
70s. Okay. All right. The Iron Curtain. You know the Iron Curtain speech? Widely regarded as a phrase originated by Winston Churchill, is anything but. There have been several instances of its earlier use with substantially or exactly the same meaning, ranging from Queen Elizabeth of the Belgians in 1914. Between Germany and me, there is now a bloody iron curtain which has descended forever, she said. To Joseph Goebbels, who used the phrase Iron Curtain with reference to the Soviet Union in February 1945. Churchill used it in his address in Fulton, Missouri at Westminster College in 1946. So Iron Curtain was not necessarily written by Winston Churchill. He did not come up with it.
Is that
better? Is that
That's
better?
a good fact.
Is that less boring than?
That's a good fact, and it's kind of local.
I'm gonna say it had a bit more context than the India ink, which you knew nothing about.
Yeah, India ink. It's not from India.
Is it even real
It
ink? Is it a euphemism for something else?
I don't
Is
know
it a
what it
food?
is.
Is it used in pens?
What kind of?
There was more context, but I will say this. Sometimes I feel like that was disproving a fact that no one disputes. Like, did people think that he created that phrase?
Yeah,
everybody knows.
Everybody attributes it to him.
See, I attribute to his speech that he gave the Iron Curtain speech, but I never thought he invented the phrase. I've never heard that. I know that he gave the speech. I know that he used the phrase Iron Curtain, and I know that he gave it in Fulton at Westminster.
I would just say the term Iron Curtain is attributed to him.
Didn't know
if
that.
If you say Iron Curtain, the first person that most people think of is him.
Yeah.
That's
so you see the book is
song,
loaded with facts
Teenage
like that.
Dirtbag. Listen to Iron Curtain, baby.
No, it's Iron Maiden.
Oh.
That's a band. Wow.
Iron Maiden.
Were you joking just
Yes,
now?
I was joking.
Okay, thank God.
Love Iron Maiden, by the way. Big fan.
What did you chat about with Stu Mac?
Yeah.
The stupid book.
This book?
Okay, well, we've blown through everything for this weekend. You got anything else for us?
Yeah, what else you got?
That's
What
it.
about
That's
three
all
good
you've
things?
done?
I'm going to talk about time.
What about three good things?
That's it.
Oh, that's the time.
Time is going to be a part of the three good
Three
things.
good things. What are
subject.
the other two?
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
It's in the process of being
Don't you
created
think
in my mind.
that you could come in here knowing what the three things are? Do you have to wait until Sunday
Are you
morning
going to
at
talk
5
about
a.m.?
corn sweat?
Sometimes the creative process, it works that way.
I did learn something
Little
yesterday.
deadline pressure.
You know how we talked about corn sweat? And I
Yeah.
asked Jeff
I just saw one
Nordine.
about corn.
Dave Murray, the meteorologist who's been around forever, said he learned about corn sweat this year.
From us?
From somebody.
No.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I this is really.
See, this is how I felt with your stupid India ink fact.
Oh, here's the fact about corn. You want to hear it?
Yes. Yeah.
In America, we use the word corn to mean only the kind of grain that grows on the cob. Originally, however, the word meant all the grains that are used as food for men or horses. What about the women, though? The women didn't get
We
any.
had no rights back then. They'd feed the men and the horses.
They didn't get any.
No corn
women
for the
didn't used to
ladies.
get corn. Which is what it still means in England. The English refer to our corn as maize,
Okay.
using the name adapted from the Spanish.
Just as-
Originally, corn in America was Indian corn, but over the years, the qualifying word Indian was dropped.
Boring.
As a heads
Oh
up,
my
too,
God.
still used in England.
feel-
This book was written in
1970.
1975. Wow. Well,
Oh, how about Boxing Day? You want to hear of
No.
something interesting about Boxing
Hurry up.
Day? As many people know, it has nothing to do with the pugilistics. What most people do not know is that it is not by definition the first day after Christmas, but rather the first weekday after Christmas. So there you go.
Wow.
Can you imagine being the wet blanket at a party going, well, tomorrow's not really Boxing Day.
Yeah.
It's the first weekday after Christmas.
Here's one about the invention of
gosh.
baseball, but I need to read it. It's too long.
This guy.
I mean, what did I start here?
Yeah. I think I'm just going to read this book for the rest of the show.
Great.
Yeah. Steve isn't listening because I think we would have heard from him by now. The first hour was a disaster. So I think.
There's one about alligators killing people. There are only a very few authenticated cases of an alligator killing a person.
Well, that was 50 years ago.
Yeah, it's different.
At any rate, a lot of people are returning all kinds of crap to Costco. We are going to talk
I'm
about
going to return
that.
this book to Costco, see if they'll give me my money
They
back.
might.
You didn't buy it. So
Scott Jagal, thank you very much. 3 good things. Chat with Stu Mack, roaming St. Louis.
Yes, weekend, Sunday, 6:30 to 9:30.
Appointment radio.
You guys want to hear something about Paul Revere's ride?
I don't think so. It's the Chris and Amy show on KMOX.
Calling all soccer fans, the Premier League is coming to STL. St. Louis City SC will host English Premier League giants Aston Villa Football Club Wednesday, July 30th, 7:30 p.m. at Energizer Park. Reserve your seat for this historic match now at stlcitysc.com/tickets. Wednesday, July 30th at 7:30 p.m. That's stlcitysc.com/tickets. St. Louis City versus Aston Villa, presented by Purina.
An important message from S&L Coins. S&L Coins pays top dollar for your gold and silver coins, old currency, gold-filled jewelry, scrap gold and silver, silver plating, gold and silver bullion. Get a quote with a call to S&L at 544-3600. S&L Coins, 544-3600. Or visit S&L Coins at 9300 Gravois, just east of McKenzie. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 Saturday. Before you sell, call S&L, 544-3600.
When we started Neovitin back in 2009, we wanted to create a multivitamin that we would take ourselves. That's why we use quality ingredients in our Neovitin Original Formula multivitamin. With over 20 vitamins and minerals, along with our physician-formulated proprietary blend, you can be sure you are getting the highest quality daily nutritional support. Give Neovitin Original Formula multivitamin a try for yourself. Find it at your local Schnucks, Deerbergs, and online at neovitin.com.
Here's a few questions for you from California Psychics. Do your workdays seem to go on forever? Is your career progression as fast as downtown traffic? Or does your boss still not know your name?
Hey, you, Tina, Lisa, Sheila, whatever. Get that report to me by lunch, okay? It's Terry, ma'am. Just get it done, Terry.
It's time to read the career warning signs and talk to California Psychics. We're always on hand to give you the career guidance you need. You see, we only connect you with the very best. In fact, 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us don't make the grade. That's why we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. So you could soon be telling your boss where to stick that report.
Where are you going, Terry? Terry!
Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics. Call 1-800-PREDICT today and get 20 minutes for just $20.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friend Mark Cantor at Cantor Injury Law. So as you know, I'm a lawyer, so I take this very seriously. Mark is a great attorney. He has a great team. He is from St. Louis. He is local. Call 314-628-9999 or visit cantorinjurylaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station.
Voice messages, you know where to leave them? I do. You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Beg me, and I'll tell you.
A little creepy.
Beg me. Say, Ron, please tell me where to leave voice messages. Go ahead. Oh, since you did beg, yes, you can leave voice messages on the Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app and listen to the show live. And we've gotten a voice message after our conversation regarding the selflessness or perceived selflessness of just having children.
Hey guys, just chiming in with whatever kind of wisdom this might be for that selfish conversation and kids. I think that having kids accelerates the learning of being selfless, because being a parent is one of the more sacrificial things you'll experience in your life. But then there's bad parents too who are still selfish. So this is even if you're being any kind of good parent, you're experiencing and learning and maturing in selflessness. But it's not the only place to learn that. And if people think that, it is cruel. And that would be very short-sighted to think that parenting is the only place that you can experience or grow in selflessness, because we're given many opportunities in our life to do that. Parenting is just one of those opportunities. But as a single person, as a married person without kids, as somebody just living in the world, you'll have opportunities to. And the point is, are you going to take those opportunities to be selfless?
As you may have heard, that's Steve.
Yes, we did. We all heard
Steve,
that. But Steve, that was a great voicemail. I think that is so spot on.
Yeah, I completely,
really great.
I completely agree with him. It can be a vessel for making you a selfless person, but it does not. You're not inherently selfish if you decide not to have children or can't or don't or whatever.
No, and like you said, that is assuming being a good parent, and then the way you approach having kids, because there are selfish parents, selfish people who are parents. Everything he said was just spot on, and really appreciate the call, Steve.
I just love it. I looked at Matt in the middle of the call. I was like, what's his name? I wanted to repeat his name, and Matt didn't know his microphone was on. He goes, Steve. Right in the middle of the message. Guy's giving this really nice, heartfelt, considerate thought, and just Steve.
Sorry, Steve.
Oh, that's good stuff. Well, again, if you have wisdom like Steve, Odyssey app.
I had a moment like that a few years ago.
Did you?
Where I didn't know my microphone was on, and I was explaining something you're not supposed to explain near a live microphone to a different person in the room.
What was it?
I can't tell you.
Sexy time related.
Was it sexy time related?
Yeah.
Oh no.
And I was explaining it to Randy Carricker. we mentioned this term during the segment, and Randy didn't know what it meant, and I said, I'll tell you during the break. And then I turned to him and went, here's what it is. And my mic was on.
How far did you get into the explanation?
Oh, I told the whole thing.
No, are you joking?
It didn't take long. It didn't take long. I'll tell you during the break.
No, I don't think I want to know. But that's so good. I love that you were explaining it
wasn't
to Randy
supposed to be
Carricker.
it was supposed to be Thompson's mic, and he turned mine on instead.
Oh,
anyway.
That is really, really good. Yeah, it's hard to top that.
Maybe that's why I don't work there anymore. Anyway, what about Costco?
I know. I'm just I have talked over a commercial, but it wasn't anything as salacious as that. I think I was just talking about something. It was like selling Cardinals tickets, and I went, "Yikes!"
Oh yeah, this
that
team
bad.
stinks. You don't want tickets there.
All right.
She would not say that.
No,
they
I didn't say
stink.
that. Here's the thing. At Costco, they have a very generous return policy, but people were starting to not just abuse the return policy, but brag about it. For instance, this couple purchased a window AC unit from Costco. They bought it in the spring, used it all summer, and then said, well, we're a poor newly married couple, and we don't need this AC unit. We're not going to need one until next summer. So let's return it.
Oh.
Like they used it and returned it. Another woman bought a rug that began to fray, and her 2-year-old daughter spilled slime all over it. And she thought, Costco will take it back, and $150 won't hurt them. So she returned it, even though her daughter had spilled the slime all over it.
Oh.
And so they just took it back, and Costco gave them a full refund. And so not only that, but people are starting to do hacks like on TikTok and advertise that I would call it stealing. One guy said, you want an endless supply of rotisserie chickens? Go to Costco, buy a rotisserie chicken, eat half of it, return it, get a brand new one, eat half of it, return it.
What do you
get
mean
a-
return it?
Say that it wasn't good or it tasted funny.
You eat the whole thing though. Just
you eat
bring
half
back
of
the
it,
bones.
half of it.
Oh, half.
Yeah, or a little more than half, and say this is not good. And because Costco has a generous return
Hold on.
policy, yep.
You don't need to eat half a chicken to know it's not good.
Well, that's the point.
You know,
That's the point. Is they're scamming Costco.
Yeah, I know. It's insanity. I felt bad because I bought a mattress cover.
Mhm.
You know, like you put it on before the sheet. It extends the life of your mattress, from what I'm told.
Yeah.
So I got one, and it says it's a noiseless mattress sheet. Mattress cover.
Yeah.
And then I sat on it,
Went
and I'm like,
crunch.
oh man, it sounded like I was wearing parachute pants.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is not going to work. But I had already washed it, and I'd already thrown away the packaging.
Yeah.
And so I contacted Amazon with the chat, and I said, hey, can I return this? I don't have the packaging. And I felt bad doing that. And they said, yeah. And then I realized they probably have people do way worse than wash something, throw away the packaging, and then return it.
That's going to happen. That one you don't feel bad about. This one, again, a Seattle woman is getting a lot of online fury because she returned a couch that she had for 2.5 years because,
Oh my God.
because she didn't like the color anymore. So Costco is now, considering or is starting to clamp down on their return policy because stupid
Some people
are
abuse it.
abusing it. The
on,
abusing, the policy abusers ruin everything.
City SC will play tomorrow night. They've got Minnesota. That's who they're playing. They just lost to Dallas. So we're going to talk to Dale Schilly, Academy Director for City SC and broadcaster on Y98. Dale is next. 104.1 FM KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
This isn't your typical lunchtime baseball chatter. This is the Gas House Gang.
I'll say this. Here's my perspective.
Tom Ackerman, Chris Ronti, Mike Claiborne, and Bernie Miklasz bring smart, informed Cards talk. And every Tuesday,
we welcome in the manager of the Cardinals, Oliver Marmol.
You want real Cardinals conversation? You're in the right place. The Gas House Gang, weekdays at noon on 104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of baseball.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Home title theft. It's on the rise, and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document. And then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert. And that's bad news for home title thieves. So when's the last time you checked on the title to your home? Find out if you're already a victim with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value free with sign up. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com and sign up in minutes. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
Charlie Brennan with Dr. Colleen Bosler from the Audiology Center. What can people expect when they visit one of your doctors at the Audiology Center?
Expect a friendly greeting and a waiting room stocked full of refreshments. But more importantly,
A patient should expect that they're treated on an individual basis. We are not retail, and we pride ourselves on our medical model. Each hearing aid is catered towards each patient's unique needs. Expect a full history intake where we get to know you and your personal needs, and then we'll complete a full battery of tests where we can adequately diagnose your hearing health. We want you to understand those results right away, so directly following your tests, we're going to go over everything extensively. Finally, at that time, we'll develop a customized treatment plan built around you as an individual.
The Audiology Center, 3 locations in the St. Louis area, 636-441-7470, theaudiologycenterstl.com.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Cards manager Ollie Marble joins the Gas House Gang every Tuesday at noon. Sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center on the voice of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
And as the ball caroms off those commemorative, nostalgic hits, the final whistle is blown. Final score, FC Dallas 3, St. Louis City 0.
What are you laughing about?
Well, because Matt does a great job of playing sad music when our sports teams are struggling.
Well, this isn't sad. It says everything's in its right place.
Kind of sad. A little bit.
It's pretty sad.
No, I mean, he's saying everything is in order.
The aura is a bit ominous.
It is. And when
I listen to this song, it makes me feel like we're not making the playoffs.
Matt was over there quietly at his desk playing. He was previewing this song, getting ready to come back with it, and I heard the first half second.
I'm gonna play you what you heard.
Yeah, that's all I heard, and I go, "Was that Radiohead?" He goes, "You're a blanking nerd."
Yeah. Well, he played that because City SC is struggling.
Have you seen? It's Jack White.
Yes.
Who says he just needs one note of every Beatles song and he could tell you what it is, and they go through it, and he did, I don't know, like 50 of them and got something like 45 or 47 right.
And some of them are easier than others, like that beginning strum from A Hard Day's Night. Everybody knows that song, but he was able to name every single Beatles song that they played from one note, and that is pretty impressive. I enjoy Jack White. I like his solo stuff more. I like his solo stuff more than the White Stripes, more than the Raconteurs. I like just Jack White solo.
I like White Stripes music, and obviously that's how I got into him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's had, and this is nothing against Meg, because she was perfectly fine for what their sound was, but he's just had way more talented musicians around him since her.
Did they get divorced, or are they still married?
I think they're divorced.
Yeah.
You know that he took her last name.
Yeah, well, and also he pretended that they were sister and brother, which is weird.
Yeah.
He is an interesting guy, though. I did go to his offices and studio in Nashville, Third Man.
Yeah.
And a pretty, he has like Victorian era Gothic decoration. I'm trying to remember if like his staff was dressed in Victorian era.
He probably did, because he's a little odd.
Yeah.
So I met him. He was at a Sox game when I was working there, and was up in a suite. And so I went up to talk to him, and he just wanted to talk about ballparks. Big baseball guy. That's all he wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
We do have Dale Schilly with us, broadcaster for Y98 and the Academy Director for City SC. City has a game tomorrow against Minnesota United FC. What's going on, Dale?
Sorry about that, guys. I was on the field and I just got off, so I sprinted over here. So I'm, things are good.
We're glad to have you for a couple of minutes. And what happened in Dallas?
Oh boy, yeah. I think you go in with a game plan and you have an idea of how you want your team to play and how you want them to score goals and how you want to defend, and then you count on a certain level of effort and commitment. And we looked the part for the first 20 minutes, and then something happened. I don't know. We gave up the goal, and it just didn't feel like the guys had the same level of bite that Dallas had. And And talking to Critch, he's got them regrouped, and hopefully this weekend we have a more invested performance.
Yeah, it's really tough. I know athletes they're affected obviously by what's going on in the field. Every game you show up with a chance, believing you have a chance to win, believing you're playing for something bigger. But we've seen it with the Cardinals. Ali Marmol said the other night that was the worst game the Cardinals had played. And these guys are putting in the effort and they're working hard, but it's frustrating, especially from a fan's point of view, because it feels flat. And I think when you're struggling and you're losing a lot of games, it can come across as flat, and it's hard to get out of that.
Yeah, and it's compounded by Dallas was not a team that was wanting to step high and press and make the game fast. They were willing to sit deep in front of their own goal and let the game slow down. And so then when you're watching it, you're wanting the game to be faster. You're wanting the team to create more chances. And we just stood on the ball. We had 60% of the ball, but we didn't create the number of chances and goal scoring opportunities that Dallas had created. So, yeah, I think, they're trying in that moment, but it's just everything is perceived to be slow because of the way the game was played, because of the heat. And I think the guys lost their confidence. They lost their energy after we gave up the goal in the 20th minute. And all of a sudden, we forgot the game plan, and hopefully we find our way this weekend.
What is the most important thing for City for the remainder of the year? I mean, we're being honest here. This is not going to be a playoff team. So what is the most important thing they can accomplish over the next several weeks?
Yeah, I think the eye towards next year and the year after, that's sort of that idea of what is it going to look like, and how are you going to make the players that you're going to be committing to better at the end of this year by their experience and playing, those additional games and being in a training environment. So I think you got to start identifying who are you going to keep around, who are you not, and then the guys you're going to keep around, they're going to be the nucleus of your group next year. You start to play them, and you start identifying who you're going to bring in from the outside to support, and you start building towards that next season. If you just get through the end of this year, then you're starting at ground zero come February. I think you're going to be behind the eight ball again.
Dale Schilly, we love talking to you every Friday. We appreciate your time once again. So if you could do us a favor and maybe just, get us a win. Get us a win tomorrow.
You know what? If I do, it's because of me. If we don't, it's Joey's fault.
Well,
obviously.
Most of this season rests on Joey's shoulders.
That's right.
And you know what? You could tell him we said that.
Tell him it is lack of enthusiasm.
That's right. It's his lack of. He's not invested enough. He really needs to come out of his shell, and then we'll be all right.
I love Joey. All right. Hey, we love you. Thank you, Dale.
Thank you. Bye.
Dale Schilly on Y98. You can hear him call City SC soccer, and you can hear the game tomorrow. They will take on Minnesota. It's a 7:30 game. Joey Zanaboni and Dale Schilly on the call for that. Dale is also the Academy Director for City SC. When we come back, we're going to get an update on the downtown Chesterfield development that is happening where the Chesterfield Mall used to be. Also, Adam Wainwright with an event here on Sunday. Michael Steinberg, president of the Steinberg Group, will join us next to discuss all of that on KMOX.
The KMOX City FC Soccer Showcase, presented by Michelob Ultra. Heads to Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill on Lindbergh Thursday, August 7th. A limited number of fans can get an autograph or picture with City SC defensive midfielder Jake Gerwood-Wright. Register to win great prizes. Enjoy great food and a cold drink. Hot Shots on Lindbergh, the place to be Thursday, August 7th from 5 till 7 p.m. for the City SC Soccer Showcase, presented by Michelob Ultra. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
If something happens to you, what happens to your family? Will they struggle financially? Will they be able to afford the home you built together? With Ethos, you can get life insurance coverage in minutes. Get up to $2 million in coverage for as little as $2 a day. All online with no medical exam. Just answer a few health questions. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life. Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Ready to make lake life a reality? With Anywhere Lombardo at Lake of the Ozarks, you can build a home designed just for you. Whether it's a cozy retreat or a luxurious lakeside escape, our custom designs bring your vision to life, set against stunning lake views and peaceful surroundings. The perfect balance of relaxation and adventure. With a trusted builder backed by long-standing vendor relationships, you'll enjoy cost savings and superior quality from start to finish. Start your dream home today with Anywhere Lombardo. Visit lombardohomes.com to learn more.
Dive into adventure this summer at the St. Louis Aquarium's Summer of the Shark. Get face to fin with some of the ocean's most awe-inspiring creatures in shark-themed exhibits, jaw-dropping displays, and interactive experiences for the whole family. Whether you're a fin-tastic fan or just curious, there's hands-on fun and fascinating facts around every corner at the St. Louis Aquarium. Don't miss your chance to make a splash. Plan your visit today at stlouisunionstation.com. That's stlouisunionstation.com.
Do you know that by donating your gently used items to Goodwill, you're not only giving those items a new life, but you're helping people right here in your community enrich their lives with meaningful work? Your donations support Goodwill's mission of helping people with barriers to employment to be able to get rewarding jobs which provide not only a paycheck, but a very important sense of purpose. Your donations really do change lives. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill.
Cardinals fans, join the conversation at Busch Stadium with some of your favorite former Cardinals. With the Cardinals Conversations presented by Edward Jones, you'll hear from former Cardinals such as Ozzie Smith, Ted Simmons, Ray Langford, David Eckstein, or David Freese. Each conversation hosted by Cardinals announcers Chip Carey or Brad Thompson. Your experience also will include a ticket to the game, a pre-signed photo, and the opportunity to take your photo with the featured player. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/conversations.
Chris Ranchi, Amy Mark scores because life is too short for boring radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Amy Mark's core is Chris Ranji. It is 104.1 FM KMOX, and we have been following closely the developments happening at the Chesterfield Mall site. Well, one phase of that, the first one, is complete, and we move on to the next as we get closer and closer to the development of the downtown Chesterfield area. Also, coming up is the first ever Big League Bash benefit concert with Adam Wainwright happening at the Factory, and that's happening on Sunday. So to talk about that with us, the president of the Steinberg Group, it is Michael Steinberg with us now on KMOX. Good to talk to you, Michael. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on your show today.
So Amy is very upset, and she needs to tell you about it.
Well, I grew up going to Chesterfield Mall. I started an ill-fated campaign called Save Chesterfield Mall. But I started it after I realized it was already knocked down. So people said I was a little late.
So Michael, first of all, here's the question. Is it too late to save Chesterfield Mall?
Yeah.
Well, and it is a little late, but we're going to reimagine it to something even better. Everything has a life cycle. And, you know, Amy, I hear this all the time. I grew up in Chesterfield. I went to the mall. I was a mall walker. It reminds me, I grew up in Omaha, and there was a mall called the Crossroads Mall. I watched it being built, and it's been torn down today. And I had the same feelings you had. How could that happen? Yeah. What happened to the time? But that happens.
It does. But I will say this. which I'm really glad about the new downtown Chesterfield development, is that the mall is not being knocked down and turned into something depressing and unusable, because that happens where it's just an empty space or a storage facility, but you're actually, bringing life to the area again, which I think is exciting.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And we're going to try to make something even better and make something that will the region will be proud of and that Chesterfield will be proud of. And I feel that this is an opportunity to show people this isn't just tearing something down and putting some apartments up or putting some offices in, but it's a well thought out opportunity to really reimagine what this area can be.
So the phase we are now entering is going to last about a year to a year and a half. What is going to happen over this period? Because it's not going to be finished by the end of next year, completely finished. But so this will be a process. So what does happen over the next 12 to 18 months?
Well, we're going to grade the entire site, and we're going to put all the roads in. We have redo the ring road that goes around Dillard's all the way around. It's 1.25 miles. It's going to have a bike path on it. It's going to have a walking path on it. We're going to put all the interior roads in. We're going to put all the landscaping in. We're going to put all the lighting in. A lot of the art, the entrances will be done. But more important, the 3.3 acres park right in the middle will be completed so people can see the vision of what's going to happen. So that's going to take probably anywhere from 12 to 18 months. And it depends on the weather. We're all sweating today, but it does get sometimes cold and rainy in St. Louis. So we got to pay attention to that. So hopefully by the fall of 2026 or the spring, 2026 or the spring of 2027, we'll be complete with this part of the project. And it's about a $35 to $40 million investment that we're making to just develop everything I mentioned above.
When you mentioned the roads, and since you did, I'll ask you about this. I know there was some concern from residents in the general area that there could be an issue with traffic, that they are worried about more of that or that it would be unmanageable. What is being done to make sure that isn't going to be a problem for the residents already there?
So we have plans that we submitted to MoDOT and the county and the city that were approved. We are not obligated to do any of the road improvements until we have 1,200 residential units. However, that's not how we operate at TSG. We want to get ahead of it. And we have started submitting additional plans right away so that we can start the road improvements sometime in the spring. It's mainly on Clarkson Road. And I think everybody will be happy with that. We have a plan that will not impede traffic, but only enhance traffic. Our traffic that we're going to generate from the project is going to be less than what was generated when the mall was there.
I know the Steinberg Group has done a lot of development, and in your career, where does this rank as far as size? Because from a regular resident's perspective, it looks like a massive undertaking.
It's probably the largest project I've ever been involved in.
Wow.
I've been involved in two large projects, the Chesterfield Commons that I started in 1993. And then I did a project outside of Denver called Prairie Center. But this really ranks to the top. And this probably would be my largest project that I'll ever do. I'm going to celebrate 50 years of being in the real estate business May 18th of next year. So I think this is my not final, but it might be the biggest and hopefully the best project that I could ever do.
Yeah, it is. It's a massive undertaking. And just as a quick side note, when you did build Chesterfield Commons in 93, did you have people saying, man, you're crazy. No one's going to build here in the valley. It's a floodplain.
I heard that from a lot of people. I heard from the residents it was going to cause traffic. It was going to ruin the valley, and I heard it from everybody. And I think I proved everybody wrong. We built the interchange. It was the first private interchange ever built in the state of Missouri. It's an architectural interchange, and so we fixed Chesterfield Airport Road. We fixed the levees. We did a lot of different things for the infrastructure that has made the Valley what it is today. And there's always going to be people that say, "Oh, it's gonna fail. It's gonna do this." I like that. It gives me motivation to prove them wrong.
Michael Steinberg from the Steinberg Group is with us on KMOX. And I want to return to the Valley here in a moment because we'll talk about the factory and the Adam Wainwright event happening on Sunday. But the buildings on the downtown Chesterfield site, the Dillard's building is still there. The Macy's building is still there. Macy's will be renovated and Dillard's is reopening, right? And that will be done by the end of next year. Is that the expectation?
Probably in the spring of 27, it should be done. Both of them. They both should be open. And the first floor of Macy's is going to be retail. The second and third floor will be offices. We have a lot of interest from local companies to be in the office of Macy's, and it won't even look like a Macy's. We've been working with the city. We've been working with different tenants to come up with a design that's, I don't call it the I am pay design, something fancy, but something that will stand this test of time. We want to make sure that in 20 years, people won't come there and say, well, that looks like it was built in 2026.
You're right. Not dated. It's not going to look dated. That's awesome.
That's correct.
Well, a big weekend, as Ranj said, on Sunday. You have Adam Wainwright headlining the first ever Big League Bash benefit concert at the factory in Chesterfield, which, by the way, has hosted some unbelievable bands, musicians, comedians, and events since it opened a few years ago.
Yes, it's been one of my proudest developments I've done. I do a lot of philanthropic, and so on the non-philanthropic side, the factory has really exceeded my expectations. I had no idea I would do something like this, and we opened 4 years ago, July 11th, and I think we've now had over 500 concerts, and I think we've had over 200 private events, and I would bet we've had several million people that have been through our doors in that period of time.
And I'll say this, I can speak from experience that it's a success when you're pulling people from the city to come out to Chesterfield for concerts, friends who live in Soulard, Lafayette Square, Clayton, whatever it is, heading west to Chesterfield. And that's something that we didn't talk about before. People in Soulard heading to Chesterfield
I got
to go
a lot
to
of
a
friends
concert.
in the city.
Yeah.
Are constantly going out there.
Oh, yeah, we built it. And, when I did this, a lot of people said, well, that's not a very smart idea. You'll never get these people. And I said, it's not like the Field of Dreams, but we built it so that it has great parking. It's free parking. We have great security, and we have great ingress and egress. So you're not stuck, in a interchange that takes, forever to get out. I think our average time to get out, and we've had some snafus of this, but it's anywhere from 15 to 18 minutes. We had a malfunctioning light one night for the Goose concert. And of course, I've heard from everybody, well, it took us an extra 15 minutes to get out. Well, I'm sorry, one of the detectors didn't work for the MoDOT, but we got on it. And, and also what we've created there is, the hub, it creates a place for people to go before, hang out. There's restaurants out there on both sides on the highway. So it's really nice. And, we're getting a lot of great acts. This year we'll have 173 concerts, and people say to me all the time, well, what's your favorite concert? I can't keep track of them all, know? But I am looking forward to Sunday with Adam Wainwright, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah, the evening kicks off at 5:30. There will be a family-friendly tailgate party. You'll see Ryan Helsley is going to stop by, Steven Matz, along with other St. Louis Cardinals players. Obviously, Fred Bird. There'll be a silent auction, a raffle, games, prizes. Then the performances begin at 7 p.m. And, of course, Adam Wainwright will be performing on the main stage as well. So tickets still available, I believe, for Sunday's concert. You can get general admission tickets, balcony seating, or VIP all-inclusive tickets that are still available.
Is bigleagueimpact.org the best place to go? I bet it is.
I believe it is. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. You
Big-
guys know more than I do, but it's going to be it's a great. And you know what I like about it? It's really a great for the community and what he's doing to make the world a better place. And that's one of my missions in life is to see how we can help other people. We didn't get here by ourselves. Adam didn't get here by himself. I didn't get here by myself. And let's see how we can pay back what we've learned and use our expertise to make it a better place.
I'll be there Sunday. It looks like it's going to be a blast. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
I'll be there too.
Awesome.
I'm coming back, so I can't wait.
Casey and the Sunshine Band is coming later in the year.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Factory.
That's a fun band.
OJs are going to be there.
Nice.
Oh man, there's a big list. Michael Steinberg, we appreciate talking to you and keep us updated on the development. I know we'll be checking back in with you to see how things are going. Appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for supporting us. And we'll try to make you proud, and you won't miss the mall in Chesterfield. I promise.
Well,
That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Oh my God, Kenny G's coming December 3rd.
Really?
Yes,
Oh, that's awesome.
Kenny G. Michael, thank you.
You're welcome, guys. Nice to talk to you. Thank you.
That is Michael Steinberg, president of the Steinberg Group, with us. It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call the Lance Story Law Firm today and let us get between you and the IRS. We'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney team who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis, or visit Lance, DRURY, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Cardinal Cowboy here. After proving the doctors wrong following my accident, I got back to baseball, started kicking field goals, then finally got paid as a pro kicker and ultimately became a leader in the marketing world. That's why I trust Renner Garage Door, exceeding expectations for over 65 years. They service, sell, and install top brands like Delden, Amar, and LiftMaster. Get your free quote today. Check them out at RennerDoorSTL.com. Renner, forward and back. Giddy up!
RENNER, RENNER.
Selling your car online sounds easy. Snap a few pics, list a price, then what? Wait weeks? Haggle with strangers? At Central Ford, we actually make it easy to sell your car. Visit Central Ford Kirkwood or Westport, and our expert appraisers will give you a fast, fair offer on the spot. Or skip the trip and get an instant quote at centralford.com. No guesswork, no games, just the best price. Visit centralford.com today. Get more at Central Ford.
It is 11:01. It's sunny and 87 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. The Hazelwood Police Department says a hazmat incident has shut down part of James McDonald Boulevard between Lindbergh and Biassee Drive, north of the airport. No details yet on what happened or when things might reopen. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche questioning Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell for a second day. CBS News Justice correspondent Scott McFarland says the big question is why.
Has Ghislaine Maxwell set herself up for new leniency or even a pardon by participating in this interview with Donald Trump's Deputy Attorney General? The pardon system has changed dramatically over the first 6 months of this second term. There is no longer a civil servant pardon attorney doling out pardons based on a formula and restitution and remorse and acceptance of responsibility. Some of the pardons recently have gone to devoted Trump allies, political allies who've done none of those things. Has Ghislaine Maxwell set herself up? It's harder to read that now because the system is not what it used to be.
Trump has said he has the right to pardon Maxwell, but says he hasn't thought about it. St. Louis's largest public company is having a terrible second quarter. Centene today posting a $253 million loss after posting a $1.3 billion profit in the first 3 months of the year. Higher medical costs are cited. Earlier this month, Centene saw shares of its stock drop more than 40%. Most of Centene's revenue comes from the Medicaid program, Medicare for seniors, and the health insurance marketplace. Israel says it will allow food aid aircraft drops into Gaza as videos and pictures of people on the edge of starvation are making their way around the world. The latest attempt to broker a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas has broken down. In particular, for the children in Gaza, limited access to actual aid is hampering would-be efforts by UNICEF. Joe English, UNICEF spokesperson in New York.
We need to be able to reach children with not only food aid, but also the nutrition supplies which are required to treat these severely malnourished children. They can't just have food when they get to this point. It needs to be dedicated nutritious supplies.
In Rock Hill, Momo is closing. Sales were fine at the brunch spot, but the owners tell St. Louis Magazine they were burnt out from ongoing trouble finding qualified staff and running 2 other businesses. Niche Food Group opens another location of Fordo's Pizza today inside Urban Chestnut in the Grove. They'll be selling whole pizzas and pizza by the slice. The St. Louis Slam finished another undefeated season and are heading to Canton, Ohio for the Women's Football Alliance Championship game. The Slam will take on the DC Divas, the first time the two teams face off on the gridiron. The St. Louis Slam have already won 5 national championships since their founding in 2003. The game will air on ESPN2 tomorrow at 1.
Another hot, steamy afternoon with sun and some clouds. There can be a gusty thunderstorm in places through this evening. Our high temperature 96, partly cloudy, very warm and humid overnight, though just 79. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It is 87 degrees with sunshine in downtown St. Louis at 11:04. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Chris and Amy now. The Dave Glover Show at 1 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Well, it's 1 billion degrees outside, so that's not great. But the good news is autumn is coming. And in the fall...
Can't come soon enough.
In the fall, in September, actually, we have the Evolution Festival returning to St. Louis. And joining us now is the founder of the Evolution Festival and the executive producer, Steve Shankman. Steve, good to talk to you today.
Same here. By the way, Dave Murray says September weather is going to be perfect.
Oh.
Well, he better be right about that.
He's the official meteorologist for Evolution Festival.
Yes, he is. That's correct. And right now he's enjoying that beautiful weather on the West Coast, as am I.
Oh, well, that's kind of show-offy.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
Well, St. Louis is, this is like the second big heat wave of the summer.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But yeah, the end of September is perfect time for great weather. And yes, Evolution Festival is returning to Forest Park. Forest Park, as you know, had a lot of damage, a lot of trees lost. We lost a couple on our site. But it is back and going great. I mean, the Muni's been running every night, and the park and the zoo is doing great. We just got to get through this hot weather, but it's going to be a hot show. Well, we got Lenny Kravitz, we got Sublime, we got TLC, Public Enemy, great artists, 30 artists in total.
Well, and what's so awesome about this, because the Evolution Festival is an incredible music festival in the beautiful Forest Park. And as you mentioned, it's at the end of September 27th and 28th. The weather will be perfect, but perhaps the best thing is that this year proceeds from all ticket, concession, merchandise, and parking sales at Evolution Festival will directly benefit the United Way of Greater St. Louis to help provide further relief from the storms and the tornadoes that recently hit our area. That's awesome, Steve. That's really cool.
Well, that came about because actually my wife, Katie, ran into Michelle Tucker, and we talked about a certain percentage of every ticket. And by the time Katie and I were done talking about it, we gave them the whole thing. Wow. Because here's the deal. Evolution is about St. Louis. Contemporary did 50 years of great shows, 30 years before we sold out to Live Nation. And we've continued to produce great entertainment around the country. And really, it's about St. Louis. This festival is not mine. It's not Contemporary's. It's not even the 501c3 that we own, that we have. It's about St. Louis. This is for St. Louis and about St. Louis. And it really makes a difference around the country when people hear that we have St. Louis's great festival now, Evolution. It's sort of like we built the Riverport Amphitheater or the pageant with Joe Edwards. It's just another iconic event to make St. Louis a tourist destination because we want to keep people in St. Louis. We want people to visit St. Louis. We want companies to move to St. Louis. And we want to change the narrative. We have a great city with great institutions, great music, and Evolution is just one piece of that.
Are you able to have a general idea of how many people or percentage of people coming from somewhere else to go to Evolution Festival?
Yeah, we had a great survey done by Explore St. Louis, and it shows around 30% of our people that come are from outside of St. Louis. It could be Illinois, Chicago. We have a heat map we look at. We see people coming from Hawaii, New York, Puerto Rico. It takes a few years to establish a great festival, and the real thing is the people from St. Louis deserve it. We had one years ago that did not last. So please buy tickets because we want this one to last a long time. The mayor's office is behind it. Certainly a lot of people know now we can raise money for United Way and then celebrate on the 28th what we've done in St. Louis to bring back North County and our city, mainly our city and the park and Lindell, because what we want to do is talk about the positives of things that have changed to make St. Louis come back to what it was before all of that. And then, matter of fact, let's come back even better.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just outstanding. Like you said, all of the proceeds going to the United Way of Greater St. Louis Storm Relief Fund, which means you guys have already pledged a minimum guaranteed $100,000 donation to the United Way. And of course, I think you guys are going to far surpass that. But it's a great event. It's a great lineup. There's different levels of tickets, whether it's general admission or a VIP ticket. You mentioned Sublime, Lenny Kravitz. Sunday, it's Lenny Kravitz, Father John Misty, TLC, Pokey Lafarge, love seeing him. Saturday, as you mentioned, Sublime, Public Enemy, The Hives, Corin Bailey Ray. It's a fun lineup for people. And Forest Park is my favorite place in the whole world. And it's such a great place for a music festival.
Well, one of the greatest parks, bigger than even Central Park in New York. Yes, you mentioned some great acts. You didn't mention Sam Fender. Sam Fender just played in front of 75,000 people, headlined in the UK. So here's another act coming from the UK, just as my friend who just passed this week, Ozzy Osbourne. And here's an act that's drawing huge numbers. So if you come to St. Louis and you see Sam Fender, you're going to see an act that a year from now could be like the next Bruce Springsteen.
Wow.
Incredible guitar player, incredible vocalist. So there are acts that you're not going to know that you got a chance to see, but who knew who, a lot of other acts we brought to St. Louis for before we brought him here. Sammy Hagar was playing clubs around the country, came to St. Louis and did Super Jam. So come out, buy a ticket. We need the support. The sponsors, great support from a lot of the companies that you know in St. Louis, Worldwide Technology and Stiefel, but we need more support from the people that live here and that come to St. Louis to enjoy themselves for 2 days. Great food, great beverages, great marketplace, great demonstrations. You're right, we have all kinds of tickets. When you think about it, you can get a ticket for like $50 a day. It's not an expensive festival if you want to come and just hang out and enjoy the afternoon and evening.
Tickets are available at evolutionfestival.com. And you mentioned, Steve, you mentioned Ozzy Osbourne. And when St. Louisans think of him, of course, music, a lot of us think of the photo of his arrest, his mugshot, where he's wearing the Blues shirt, which is, I think, endeared him to a lot of us, especially during that Stanley Cup run, because that photo made its rounds. And you said he was a friend of yours. What are your experiences with him?
Well, talk about that Memphis incident of intoxication and arrest with the jersey on. That jersey was given to him by us when he played at the arena that year, earlier in the year. And we never knew that he would be wearing it at the time of committing whatever he committed. I wasn't there to see that. But this was Bark at the Moon tour at the arena. But we go all the way back to Ozzy, the early 70s, doing shows, the Paranoid album, back at the Checker Dome. Actually, it was the arena back then at the Annex. The other thing that we are known for is we did that date at Vets Memorial, January 20th, 1982, Diary of a Madman tour, when the bat ended up in his mouth, bit off the head, and my production manager had to take him to the hospital for rabies shot. So there were a couple incidences that we are known for as part of what happened with Ozzy. But no, Ozzy and Sharon, his manager and wife for many, many years, it was a shame to see him go out, but it goes to show you the strength of a man suffering from such a horrible disease as we know Parkinson is. To do that last show, July the 5th, donate all the money to charity, which he was very charitable. We know him on the stage, the Prince of Darkness. But off the stage, other than he had Ozzy on his knuckles and lots of tattoos, which is fine, he was just a regular guy. I mean, his kids, I remember them coming to Riverport, having dinner with him backstage. Ozzy would walk in, hugged everybody, kissed everybody. I mean, he was the Prince of Darkness on stage, but he was such a wonderful person. All the great things he did. They say he gave away almost $300 million over the course of his lifetime. Geezer Butler, the bass player, lived in St. Louis for a while because he married a woman, Gloria, from St. Louis. Actually lived not far from me when I lived in Chesterfield off Baxter Road. And Geezer had the original band that Ozzy joined. So it's pretty cool that band played that concert July the 5th, only a couple of weeks before he passed away.
Yeah, and I've seen small clips of that show, and from what I've heard, he still sounded pretty good. I mean, for somebody who was going through what he was going through health-wise, a lot of the reports, and it could just be people who loved him so much that no matter what, they were going to say it was good. But it sounds like he did pretty well in that show.
He pulled it off. I mean, these guys are in their 70s and playing music like they're playing it at that intensity. And his biggest disappointment from everything that I saw and heard from people in the business is that he couldn't stand. He wanted to stand up at that concert. But the fact that he was there is impressive. Again, the Prince of Darkness, it was just his thing. It was just like Kiss. I mean, when you see Gene Simmons out of his makeup and all that stuff, these are regular people doing regular things like you and I, but on stage, the Ozfest at Riverport. My last concert with him, because I left Contemporary, the old Contemporary, which was Live Nation at the time, or Clear Channel, and I left to reform Contemporary in 2000 in December, and he was at Riverport in August. So the last time, I mean, it's a long time ago that I saw him or Sharon or the kids was way back then, 25 years, so it's hard to believe. But, we were losing some great. Connie Francis, so I knew, did a show with her down in West Palm Beach with Frankie Avalon not too many years ago. And then my good friend, great flugelhorn player, Chuck Mangione. I mean, I would play every Monday night. We played at BB's on Monday nights, the Sessions Band, and I would always do Children of Sanchez. First of all, it was just a great song. We talked about humanity. And again, people are aging up to those years and they're leaving us, but they're never really gone because the music's here forever. I used to manage Maynard Ferguson. He's been gone since 2006. I mean, that's a long time, but his music is there every minute of the day. So new music, old music, iconic acts like Lenny Kravitz, Sublime with their new singer, the son of the old singer who passed away. We have great hip hop. We have great jazz. We have jazz infused music. But when you think about even Maggie Rose, who married somebody from down in Sikeston, Missouri, great country act, probably going to win a Grammy this year. Don't miss it. We need support. We're not selling tickets. This heat wave has hurt us. And we know it's going to lift maybe a little bit next week, according to our good weatherman. But we need people out there buying tickets. They're not expensive. 2 days, 30 acts, food, beverages, parking, everything that you need to enjoy the festival. If you were there the last 2 years, you know you've had a great time because we hear about it all the time. And it's St. Louis's festival, not mine, not KMOX's. This is something for everybody to enjoy.
It's crazy. And Steve, thank you so much for, not only sharing about the Evolution Festival, but sharing about the stories you have in your career. You had personal relationships with so many of these people. You know firsthand the crazy stories from Ozzy Osbourne biting the head off a bat to Elton John being sneaked in under the arch to the stage dressed as a police officer to, gosh, what was it? The Grateful Dead got arrested right before a concert you had planned here at the Fox Theater.
Yeah, the 1970 Fox Theater. Yeah, they were detained for a few days down in New Orleans, but they did write the song Truckin'. Yeah, these stories, some of these are in my book, which is out of print, but produced by Contemporary. But KMOX stories. I was on Carney's father's show many years, many times. Matter of fact, I did one of his last shows before he passed away, and that was with Hack from the Chase. And Hack would talk about, he was a maitre d' at the Chase Club, the Sinatras and the Sammy Davises, the Tony Bennett's played at the Chase. And I was talking about Ozzy and the Guns N' Roses. It was a great show. I hope during your 100th anniversary, which I think is coming up soon, am I right?
This year, yep.
Right. I hope that some of these shows are talked about, because I would sit in there with Jack Carney and talk, and he knew a lot about entertainment. I'd talk about some of these acts, and with my long hair, my beard and mustache. Matter of fact, even Sugar Ray Leonard, the first time Sugar Ray Leonard came to town, he did because I drove him there. He did an interview with Carney, and I remember him talking about the first fight that he was going to have, and that was many years ago. So lots of history. Then I'd get that call on the intercom, Mr. Shankman, Mr. Hyland would like to see you after your meeting, after your interview. So I'd have to stop by and see the great Bob Hyland, Robert F. Hyland, to those that didn't know him, obviously. So lots of great stories that came. Lots of interviews. I hope you have a lot of those in your archives, because some of those interviews are classic from people, that are just huge icons today, or many that aren't with us anymore.
Steve Shankman, it's awesome to talk to you every time. We love it, and we are looking forward to Evolution Festival. Thank you again for visiting with us.
Chris, Amy, thank you. Have a great day, and the cool weather's coming. I can guarantee it.
You better be right.
That's right.
I hope so.
Thank you, Steve.
Talk to y'all soon. Thanks so much. Bye now.
Evolution Festival founder and executive producer Steve Shankman. Again, it is September 27th and 28th in Forest Park. Tickets are available at evolutionfestival.com. It is Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Calling all soccer fans, the Premier League is coming to STL. St. Louis City SC will host English Premier League giants Aston Villa Football Club Wednesday, July 30th, 7:30 p.m. at Energizer Park. Reserve your seat for this historic match now at stlcitysc.com/tickets. Wednesday, July 30th at 7:30 p.m. That's stlcitysc.com/tickets. St. Louis City versus Aston Villa, presented by Purina.
Feel like your paycheck barely keeps up with your life? At the Financial Freedom Seminar, learn how real people are building passive income and retiring early using real estate. It's all happening live in St. Louis with Lifestyles Unlimited, September 27th and 28th. You'll leave with a step-by-step plan to change your future. Text radio to 88007. That's September 27th and 28th. Text radio to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007 now.
career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus, offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shed.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they're very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They're in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times. We haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friend Mark Cantor at Cantor Injury Law. So as you know, I'm a lawyer, so I take this very seriously. Mark is a great attorney. He has a great team. He is from St. Louis. He is local. Call 314-628-9999 or visit cantorinjurylaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX. Sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station.
Catch us on the Odyssey app. You can listen there live if it's not 104.1 FM or 11:20 a.m. is still out there. But we like, however you get it, Odyssey app there, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, at Chris Amy KMOX. Speaking of the Odyssey app, you can leave us a voice message. We were just talking, a couple of segments ago about people returning things to Costco.
Well,
and how ridiculous it is.
Intentionally abusing the system, which I would classify it for some of these people. I would classify it as stealing.
The couch that had been used for 2 years.
This woman bought a couch from Costco, used it for 2.5 years, and then said, I don't like the color anymore, and took it back. Or a TikTok influencer who considers them Costco hacks on how you can buy rotisserie chicken, eat half of it, complain about it, bring it back, get a new one, eat half of it, complain about it, and bring it back, and do so, and just absolutely abuse the system. And people are starting to worry that Costco is going to tighten up its return policy.
Well, they're probably going to, because people abuse the system. They don't know how to behave. Here is Mike with a voice message.
So regarding the people who return half-eaten chickens and similarly ridiculous items, like, we're all listening to this and pulling our hair out with what little hair I have. And we're offended, right, by the moral sensibilities of these people. And this is not even something controversial. It's not like some people are they think that the right thing to do is to return a half a chicken, right? This is not a controversial moral issue. This is low-hanging fruit. So it makes me wonder, like, the philosophical question, the people who do this, what keeps them up at night with, like, the moral directions of our country? What causes them moral distress?
Not much, I guess.
Okay. If you're that person, maybe, okay, and I'm being, I think, lenient when I say this. Maybe it is you're tight for money. Maybe you're just trying to get something back. It could be that. It could be, hey, it's Costco. They're huge. They make billions. What's the big deal if I bring this thing back that I'm not supposed to bring back? Nobody's harmed by it. I guess if I'm, in the nicest way possible, those would be excuses. Otherwise, I don't know what your mindset would be.
Also, if you're tight for money, then don't buy a brand new couch from Costco.
Well, maybe
there are other places
again,
to get a couch.
Again, maybe you weren't tight for money when you bought it 2 years ago.
Yeah,
right?
But that's still stealing. I mean, I've bought a lot of clothes that I regret because, like I said, that blue sweater that I still think about. You know what? I could use the cash now. I really could. But I'm not stealing.
Does it have the tags on it?
Obviously not. But none of these had the tags on it. I'm not taking stuff back that I've used. And here's the thing. When I worked at Fleet Feet and I worked retail, they had a great return policy. They still have a pretty good one, but they basically had the equivalent of a blank check return policy. We'll take it back no matter what. People would buy running shoes, run for years in them. Years. Now, running shoes aren't supposed to last years. It's like sporting equipment.
Yeah.
It gets worn out. The cushion goes down. The mesh might break, especially when you buy running shoes that are meant to be light. So the top mesh is real thin. People would come in and say, I bought these shoes 8 years ago, and there's a hole where my toe is. Well, yes, that's because you bought a lightweight running shoe that's made of mesh. Well, my previous leather shoes didn't have a hole in them. It's because they're leather. That's why you buy a leather shoe, but it's also why you don't run in a leather shoe.
No.
And we would take those shoes back. I took back a pair of Walmart branded running shoes. Now, granted, we didn't sell cheap shoes from brands like Nike. We only sold certain top of the line shoes. This was a Walmart branded white leather shoe. This guy said, I bought this shoe here, last year. I said, well, he didn't because we don't sell that shoe. I've been working here for 5 years. I know we don't sell that shoe. We would never sell that shoe. And he was so convinced and so adamant and mad that we took it back. We gave him $30. We just made up a number.
Okay. So, but also there's a very good chance that you have in doing that, or that Fleet Feet has in doing that, created a customer. That's a possibility that he comes back there. Maybe not. But the question outside of it is, how often does it really happen? So you have hundreds and not thousands of customers to come through, and we're talking about a few times this happens.
I say it happened enough that we had to change the policy because the margins.
Percentage-wise, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Enough where we changed the policies because our motto was socks pay the bill. Because there's not a big markup. The margins are thin when you're selling shoes. I know it doesn't seem like it, but for us they are. So it happened enough that we would get constant lectures on not getting mad at customers.
I do think
the employees would get mad.
It's a much, much bigger deal. You shouldn't do it, but it's a much bigger deal to do it to a mom and pop store.
And that's what Fleet Feet is. It's franchised.
That has people just trying to get by and make it work. So midday midlife, we've been talking about it all week long here. We've talked from multiple angles, having kids, dating with children, dating people who have kids who aren't your kids, all kinds of things we've talked about. Now we're going to talk about the midlife from a career perspective. Bruce Blackwell is a career counselor and founder of careerstrategiesgroup.com. We'll talk about what it means to change careers during your midlife and how scary that can be. That's next on KMOX.
Wake up informed. Wake up empowered. Wake up to Total Information AM, your morning must.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey. I'm Megan Lynch.
This is Tom Ackerman. From local news to breaking headlines to weather, traffic, and the stories that matter most, we've got you covered before your first sip of coffee. Expert analysis, bright perspectives from the people you trust. Total Information AM, your day starts here. Mornings beginning at 5 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tom Ackerman for Busey Bank and Building Community. We are proud to recognize Doorways as a building community partner. Doorways helps those who are invisible and ignored by society, people navigating poverty, homelessness, and serious illnesses like HIV. While HIV has become treatable, the number of cases continues to rise in the disenfranchised community. Building community means nobody should be invisible. Learn more about Doorways at doorwayshousing.org.
This is Pat Buring, Executive Vice President of Busey Bank. I'm so proud to recognize Doorways, the only agency in the region dedicated to providing housing to individuals living with HIV and their family members. Doorways sees to it that clients receive on-site services to manage their lives, opening doorways to independence and opportunity. That's what building community is all about. Join Busey. Get involved as we continue building the communities we call home.
Hi, my name is Christina Straight, the owner of Straight Realty, and I'm asking you, what do you want in a realtor? Do you want experience? I've been a broker for over 21 years. Do you want to know how much I've sold? I've sold over $500 million, yes, $1 billion with a B, in sales. Do you want value? I now list properties for only 2%. So, if you're looking for all these things and want the best, then call me 314-441-4444. Why pay more than 2? You can also listen to my podcast on my website, straightrealty.com.
Commissions are not regulated and negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
Ready to make lake life a reality? With Anywhere Lombardo at Lake of the Ozarks, you can build a home designed just for you. Whether it's a cozy retreat or a luxurious lakeside escape, our custom designs bring your vision to life, set against stunning lake views and peaceful surroundings. The perfect balance of relaxation and adventure. With a trusted builder backed by long-standing vendor relationships, you'll enjoy cost savings and superior quality from start to finish. Start your dream home today with Anywhere Lombardo. Visit lombardohomes.com to learn more.
Today, the Cards, the Padres,
Ameren Total Access 520.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
You know what would really suck, I think, to be in your 40s or older, and you lose your job you have been doing for however long, and you have to find a new job. Maybe you have to find a completely different career in a different field, and it's scary. It's scary to have to start over. Hell, it's scary when you're 22 trying to figure out what you're going to do for your life, let alone when you're in your midlife. And to talk about this with us, navigating all of that, what you can do, how you can make it easier, Bruce Blackwell is a career counselor and founder of Career Strategies Group, careerstrategiesgroup.com. And Bruce is with us now on KMOX. We appreciate your time, Bruce. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, and good morning to you, and thank you very much for having me on your show.
Well, thank you for being here, because this is I think it's a pretty scary challenge that you can run into this late in life, just because every company, every field, every industry, it seems like, is looking for young people. They're looking for somebody who is in their early 20s, and they don't really look at somebody in their 50s, late 40s or 50s. They want fresh, right? So first of all, how often does it happen, if we have percentages or numbers, that people in their 40s have to look for a new career?
It happens pretty frequently. This happens to be my wheelhouse. When I set up this career management practice many moons ago, It was designed for people in their 40s, 50s, and even 60s, which I called midlife then. I still call it midlife. I was in midlife when I started this practice, and 30 years later, I'm still in midlife too. The world changes, and it's easier. Well, it's not easy to find a job when you're a young person. I've got 23-year-old twins. One's working, the other one is looking. It's tough out there. It gets appreciably more difficult when you cross that big 4-0. But there is a market if you know how to play it, know the rules, and can make an effective presentation for yourself. So it's not hopeless by any means.
So have you worked with people then? Maybe they are 40, 45 years old. And so still young, still, but kind of, old enough to have been in a job for a while, and they are realizing, I am not happy in this career path. I want to switch careers.
You've hit the nail right on the head. In fact, I actually tracked this information. The most common age of the person that calls career strategies to talk about changing careers is 41.
Wow.
I get some younger, I get some older, but that's the big spike on the graph. Because at 41, you're almost halfway through your career, and you look forward and you say, gee, what I see ahead is kind of what I'm doing now, and is this all there is? So that's when the impetus starts. And also for a lot of people, professionals in particular, if you're young and single, you can spend all kinds of hours at work. If you're married but don't have kids, you can spend all kinds of hours at work. But by 41, if you're married and you have kids, those kids are starting to play soccer and t-ball and get involved in school activities. And if you're working 60 hours a week, like a lot of professionals do, it's awfully hard to be a family guy. So what do? You look for something that's going to improve your work-life balance and maybe get you started in a new direction that you actually enjoy.
What are some of the career changes you've seen? One of my sister's friends, who was a bit younger at the time, but I don't know, she got her PhD in one of the sciences, like some macrobiology, and decided, I don't want to be a scientist. And so she became a dog groomer. And and it's just like this 180, a total about face. Have you seen changes like that where someone was maybe a litigation attorney and then wanted to become a chef?
Oh, that's all I do.
That's crazy.
In fact, I think I can't be positive, I think we had one that became a chef.
That's awesome.
We had another one that was pretty good with his hands and somewhat mechanically oriented. And for just a song and a dance, he bought a bicycle rental business in a resort town. And he rents bicycles out in the summer and goes to Florida and lives the life in the winter and is happy as a clam. And this is a former lawyer.
Wow.
So there could be all kinds of dramatic changes. When I set up this practice, it was literally unique. No one else was doing this. It was about midlife career change. So if your sister was an unhappy biochemist and wanted to be a biochemist somewhere else, I don't do that work. I do biochem to dog groomer kind of work.
Okay. Have you ever, I was going to ask, have you ever looked at someone who had a very successful career, like a doctor or a lawyer, who wanted to switch jobs to do something like sell bike and say, don't do this. This is a horrible decision.
It's not a horrible decision if you do it the right way.
Yeah.
And a lot of my practice involves professionals, lawyers, some doctors, senior executives who have done pretty well. They can stay doing what they're doing, but when they get up in the morning, it's like, I got to go do this again. And it becomes the boredom and the roteness become big problems. The common wisdom amongst professionals is that, gee whiz, I can't make as much money doing something else, so I'm stuck here. But that's not really the case. Most of the people that I work with do as well or better in the new thing than they were doing in the old thing. And I should point out, most of I don't take clients, rarely take clients who are, making $800,000, $900,000 a year. My point of view on that is if you're making that kind of money and you hate it, just suck it up, dude, and take some nice vacation time.
Yeah, what are you crying about?
So great.
Think of almost $1 million a year. What are you crying about?
To me, my first wife did enough of that. I don't need that.
Which leads me to my second
Do you
business.
Hold on. Do you ever tell somebody comes to you, makes that kind of money, and they're like, oh, my job, whatever. You're just like, oh, quit being a baby. Do you ever do that?
Not really.
You got to think about it.
There are all kinds of reasons for not being happy.
Yeah.
And the money really doesn't buy happiness. I mean, I'd like to find that out for sure, but I don't think it does. What makes for career satisfaction is feeling that what you're doing with your time is worthwhile and it's producing a result that is fulfilling and meaningful to you, whatever that might be. Because we all work hard, whether we're plumbers or electricians or doctors or career consultants, we're all working hard. And if at the end of the day, it's just a paycheck, then, that's not that's not what life is all about. You can make good money and do work that you enjoy. And once you figure out what that is, and I help people do that.
I think, Bruce, the scariest switch for people are those people maybe in the middle. And here's an example. Let's say you're a mom or a dad of 3 kids, 4 kids even.
Mm-hmm.
You have a corporate job. That's fine.
Yep.
You're not going to get rich, but it's fine. And you are thinking, I'm so unhappy. I feel so uninspired in this corporate job. I want to switch and do something more exciting, but I'm scared because I've got 3 or 4 mouths to feed.
Yeah.
What do you do in that situation?
Okay, that's pretty common too. Changing careers is scary. And one of the things that bothers me about, since I've changed careers myself a number of times and helped several thousand clients do it too, is that the fear keeps you stuck in a place that you don't need to be in. And I mean, I don't want to talk about me too much, but I started out as a daily newspaper journalist, and there aren't too many newspapers around anymore. I switched to a company that was the world's first and largest duplicator of video cassettes. So when you went into Blockbuster and picked up a movie to rent, we put that movie on that tape. And of course, there's no more Blockbusters, no more VHS. Industries come, industries go. Companies also have no loyalty to their employees. And if they decide to do some cutbacks, bye-bye. There's no safety in corporate America, so it's always risky. You can take a risk of going after something that you really like to do, and at least there's going to be more reward there. So there's no way around it. Yeah, change is very scary. Henry David Thoreau, 171 years ago, wrote that most people live lives of quiet desperation because they're afraid to self-actualize. And, I'm not an airy-fairy pie in the sky kind of, you can do anything you want, because you can't. But the fear can be paralytic, and there's really not a lot of need for it if you understand yourself and the value that you bring. There'll be a market for you. And even for older people, I chose the midlife and beyond because nobody else wanted to deal with it. We of the baby boom generation, and even the generation that follows, we bring a lot of perspective, and we bring a lot of been there, done that. We bring a lot of problem-solving skills, and as a group, and no offense to the young people listening to your station, we're easier to manage than the younger people who put more demands on the employers and are more of a pain in the neck to work with than we are. So you can establish a role. And oftentimes our guys will end up creating jobs for themselves based on what they bring to the table.
Well, it's good to know that there is hope for people who are out there and might have to change careers or want to change careers in their 40s or 50s or even later than that. And you know what? You working with people of this age, of our age and older, you know, you're kind of like a person who rescues old dogs.
Oh my gosh.
You know, you're somebody like
I've been called a lot of things in my time, Chris.
Yeah,
Not an old dog rescuer.
Yeah, you adopt old dog. You know, people go to the shelter. They don't want the 10-year-old dog. They want the puppy.
Yeah. Right.
And you're out here taking care of us old dogs.
Okay. I'll take that as a compliment.
I won't.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey,
That's Bruce, you're awesome.
Blackwell, you're the
Thank you.
best. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys for having me. Have a great day.
You too. Bruce Blackwell, career counselor and founder of careerstrategiesgroup.com. See, I feel good knowing that when I know where I'm going after this. Going to be a park ranger.
Oh, that's a great idea.
When I get fired,
Yeah.
park ranger.
That's a great idea. I mean, I love being a park ranger. I would want to be a park ranger in like the mountains. Also, kind of been flirting with the idea of librarian. I think I'd be a good librarian. I didn't go to library school, though. There's a school for it.
There is. You got to know about the Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah. I like Bruce a lot.
Bruce is great.
Yeah. So careerstrategiesgroup.com. He was awesome.
Yeah. So
Won't that be great when we get fired? You're a park ranger. I'm a librarian. That's adorable. We'll each I don't know. I feel like we're just really giving back to the world in those careers.
Well, I'm going to get a weapon. Do you get one at the library?
The late fee.
That's not a weapon. You should get a taser. I want to get a taser as a park ranger. We've got the week out of context as we wrap up the show here on a Friday. Gas House Gang at 12 o'clock. Matt Pauley, Mike Claiborne, me, John Rooney will be on the show. We'll talk Cardinals as they continue their series against the Padres tonight. Right now, it's the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Hey, it's Debbie Monterey in studio with Gloria Liu, broker, owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty and St. Louis's real estate expert. Gloria, while most agents make big promises, you're known for your upfront written guarantees.
My name is My Promise. While many agents promise you an unrealistic sales price just to get your business, I'll provide you with an upfront written guarantee stating if I cannot sell your home for 100% market value, I'll pay you the difference.
Gloria, that's what sets you apart from others and why I recommend you. Folks, why risk working with just any agent when you can work with the best? Gloria Liu guarantees your sale price upfront and in writing.
Absolutely. And if I don't, I will pay you the difference. The agent you choose in this changing market matters and could cost you or make you thousands.
Sell your home with certainty, confidence, and for 100% of market value, or Gloria will pay you the difference. Call 314-325-6888 or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Experience the magic of the Fabulous Foxes 2025-2026 Broadway season, which includes the return of St. Louis favorite, The Phantom of the Opera, and the spellbinding spectacular Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And right now, KMOX has your chance to win a pair of season tickets for the 2025-2026 season. Prize package includes a pair of tickets for all 8 shows in the subscription package. Register now online at KMOX.com/contests for your chance to win.
Soccer fans, St. Louis City SC hosts English Premier League giants, the Aston Villa Football Club, Wednesday, July 30th, 7:30 p.m. at Energizer Park. Reserve your seat for this historic match now at stlcitysc.com/tickets. St. Louis City versus Aston Villa, presented by Purina.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Man, the heat has been killer for our comfort.
in the last week or so. We got swamped, and I'm not going to tell you to call me when we can't take care of you in a reasonable amount of time. But I've been hearing this, and it's interesting to where people want to get prices for new equipment. A word of advice on what you replace it with if you do not call me. Keep this in mind. Don't jump the shark and say, well, the more I spend, the more my bills go down. You and only you know what you spend a month on your utilities for cooling and heating. If you were told you need a new air conditioner or you know it's just not working for you, call me. Bert Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois. The only number, Missouri and Illinois, is 314-293-2600. God bless.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX. Now, a look back at this week's Chris and Amy Show, out of context.
I ate it faster than I would have liked, and then I looked at the calorie count and the sugar and the fat, and it scared me. This is probably how drug people feel, like when they realize they're addicted to drugs.
Melons are my favorite fruit. Any kind of
Didn't
melon.
Bill Clinton say that?
We kind of talk about kids as if they are idiots, right? Like you hear them talk and they're not making any sense.
Some people say it's soupy. Some people say it's like an armpit. I think it's like pouring soup in your armpit.
I hope this person dies in front of me. This person is driving way too slow in the left lane. Their name is Andrew Stoles.
What is your deal?
Right.
What's going on in the brain? Is there any function? Like, have you already lost function?
If you're wiping extensively, she'll be like,
she
geez,
would
this guy's
know.
been wiping.
She'll be like, yeah, is this
10
guy
minutes.
okay? Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be good this week.
You looked a little miffed.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm confused by some of those. All right.
Ready?
Well, let's play the game, Matt Pajeski.
All right, I'm going to play some of those clips for you out of context, and you're going to have to give me the context for each clip. And Amy, I'm going to start with you, all right?
Okay.
Give me some context for this.
Some people say it's soupy. Some people say it's like an armpit. I think it's like pouring soup in your armpit. Well, that's easy. That is how it feels outside right now with the humidity and the heat.
It does feel soupy.
A soupy armpit.
It's gross. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Ranji, this is maybe the worst one I've heard from you. Explain this.
All right. I hope this person dies in front of me. Yeah, when you say that, you don't really hope they die.
Right.
This person is driving way too slow in the left lane. Their name is Andrew Stoles. Okay, so I remember what it was.
Death upon a coworker?
You should have just
here's what it was.
You should have just stopped it after I hope this person dies in front of me. That would have been way harder.
Well, no, I remember.
Because he says it all the time.
First of all, I remember what it was because the Andrew Stoles was just a little side shot because we know he drives slow in the fast lane on purpose because he's just like that.
Psychopath.
But it was about if you're in your car. It was the conversation that Pajeski made us have about whether or not you're a bad person if you yell things
in your car
in private. In private, does that make you bad? And I'm like, well, no, because you could say I want this person in the car in front of me to die because they don't know how to drive, but you don't really want them to die. You're just mad.
Good job.
That's what that was.
Yeah. Still worried about you though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, me too.
Amy, this one's for you. Give me some context for this.
I ate it faster than I would have liked, and then I looked at the calorie count and the sugar and the fat, and it scared me. This is probably how drug people feel, like when they realize they're addicted to drugs.
Drug people. Not drunk. Drug people.
You can always tell when someone doesn't do drugs by how they talk about drugs. This is like those drug people. Yeah. So I always have a birthday cake in my freezer because I love cake and you never know when you're going to need cake. Like, oh my gosh, I wish I had some cake.
You never know when you're going to
It's emergency cake. You need to have emergency cake in the freezer. But I haven't had a cake in my freezer for a while because the last cake I ate it a little too fast. Like it was gone in a couple of days and that scared me.
Did it hurt your tum?
No, it just scared me because it's not healthy. That's not a good. That's bad for your blood sugar. It's bad for your weight. It's how like druggies start.
Yeah.
Good job. You got that one. Either of you can give me some context for this comment made by Jeff Nordine, who is our friend of the show and AccuWeather meteorologist.
What is your deal?
Right.
What's going on in the brain? Is there any function? Like, have you already lost function?
I know what it was. I think was he saying that he doesn't understand people who like hot, humid weather?
Nope.
No.
There's more specific than that. He doesn't understand people running in this weather.
Oh,
he saw
you.
people run. But he
Yeah.
actually said, before he knew that I ran in this weather, he said he saw people running and is like, what is going on in your brain? And I told him that I was running.
Meteorologist.
A meteorologist for AccuWeather.
Jeff Nordine.
Have
He's
you
our guy.
already lost function in your brain? Idiot.
That guy's the best.
I love him.
Ranji, what does this mean?
Melons are my favorite fruit. Any kind of
Doesn't
melon.
Didn't Bill Clinton say that?
What
All
was the? Honestly, I don't even know if I know the context. I think it was a slow day. You're talking about your favorite fruit, both of you guys.
Well, yeah, how do I? No, it was very specific.
Today was a slow day.
We were clearly talking about favorite fruit, but why?
I know why. It was so hot. I said,
Oh, yeah.
and Hulk Hogan died, and he said,
Hulk
stay
Hogan
cool
died.
and eat fruit. And I
Yeah.
said, I don't eat fruit, but I've been eating a lot of fruit lately because it's been so hot. And then you started talking about how you love melons.
Love melons. Oh my God, melons are so good.
I've got
Even
one-
honeydew. The best
Oh.
honeydew is the best.
Oh yeah. One more quick one for you guys. This is both of you.
If you're wiping extensively, she'll be
Yes,
like,
she
geez,
would
this guy's
know.
been wiping.
She'd be like,
for
yeah, is this
10
guy
minutes."
okay? Yeah.
Why are you wiping?
I know.
Well, I don't remember.
I know.
Because when he stays in Chicago with his lady, she has a see-through bathroom door, and you can see the outline of him on the toilet. So if he had to keep wiping,
First
she
of
could
all-
see the outline of him wiping.
Let me just say, this is not my lady. This is a good friend of mine, and I hate staying at her house because of her bathroom situation.
Which is basically
So I
a
try not to. I
transparent.
try to stay at my friend Dennis's house because I got a spare room. It's great. Instead of a couch, it's the best, and he's got a nice.
Just imagine
bathroom.
if your entire silhouette was visible while you were sitting on the toilet, and then you stand up, and then you wipe, and then you put your pants on. She can watch the whole
Well,
thing.
what if I have to go and she's in there sleeping? Then it sucks.
Yeah.
It's not a good situation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of her to let me stay, but man, get a new bathroom door at least, would you?
Put a curtain on it.
Actually, this idiot has two bathrooms. One of them is for the cat. I'm not joking.
You know
we'll
how to
talk
pick
about
'em.
this. We're going to talk about
Wow.
this next week.
Wow.
This is the person who spent $17,000 trying to save her cat's
So
life.
she won't let you use the bathroom the cat uses?
That's right.
No.
Yeah.
You're joking.
No, I'm not joking. We'll talk about this next week. I have crazy friends. That's it for the week. We hope you'll come back on Monday. We'll be back on Monday at 9 a.m. Anything you missed, Odyssey app or get the podcast wherever you get your typical podcast. We love you, and we'll talk to you Monday. Cool?
Yep.
Gas House Gang is next. We have tickets to give away during the Gas House Gang. Better be listening for your chance to win on KMOX.
Get this, 42% of baby boomers don't even know how much money they have in their nest egg. If you're not sure where you stand in